Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians needed either a win or a Detroit Tigers loss to do the improbable and clinch the AL Central Division title, and yesterday they got both. The Tigers lost 4-3 to the Red Sox in Boston, and the Guards had a comeback win in extra innings, capped off by Brian Rocchio walk-off home run to send Cleveland fans home happy with a 10-9 victory. The Guardians will start their postseason tomorrow at home against the Tigers. The Cincinnati Reds also clinched a playoff berth with the win against the Milwaukee Brewers yesterday. They held on and clinched the final wildcard spot over the New York Mets. The Redlegs start their playoff journey against the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow. And in football news, the Buckeyes went up to Washington Saturday and beat the Huskies 24-6, while the Browns lost to the Lions in Detroit 34-10. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's great to have goals. It's even better to have experts to help you attain those goals. Experts in weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Good morning, Columbus.
Joe, that ain't good enough. Come on, Joe.
Right now. Start this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis, pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Happy Monday. What's up? I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Good morning, Tyvis.
Good morning, T-Bone.
Hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah, it was filled with Minnesota Golden Gophers, a lot of rowing the boat on Saturday.
I saw you doing that. I was watching Big Ten Tailgate, and I meant to ask you about the rowing motion. They gave you a big oar so you could row the boat with PJ Fleck, your guy. And that was not the best rowing. I hope you never have to actually do that. Just put it that way.
I needed two rows. I only had one paddle.
I think they're called oars.
Whatever. I only had one of those. So, I only had the one. I needed you both to do the whole,
Is it too early for the band to play the music? Oh, you know what? It probably isn't. Where did it go? I had it here. So I can't believe I lost that. How dare I see? Oh, wait, no, here it is. Hang on. Good morning, everybody, because it is Minnesota week.
Row the boat. Let's go, let's go. Minnesota pride. Oh, bathed in maroon, showered in gold. The Gophers are back. PJ Fleck and the Fleck Toes.
Now, I don't think it's going to be the same type of challenge as what you just saw this past weekend. Buckeyes go to Seattle, greater Seattle area, go to the University of Washington, and they got the dub.
Yes.
At UW. That was nice. See what we tried to do.
I see what you did there.
But you went up and scouted Minnesota a little ahead of time.
Yeah.
Got to see their fans up there. It looked like they had a pretty robust tailgate scene.
They actually had a lot of energy. I would say out of our, what is this, week 5 or week 6 coming up? So out of the 5 times I've done this show, the tailgate show, I would say they probably had the best energy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's
shocking. I was shocked.
Wow. Those Gophers, though, they're a little frisky like that.
They are.
It looked like the Washington fans, though, had some energy, too, just watching from afar. All of this was obviously on TV. I saw Adam King was out there talking to him. He was on boats, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
Except he wasn't rowing them. Yeah, sailgating.
Yeah.
That's... I kind of makes me want to have a bigger body of water. I know we have the Olentangy next to it, but we need something else near Ohio Stadium because I wouldn't mind hopping on a boat
and just drive over to the game on the boat.
Sure, float down the river. Yeah. Actually, that'd be a fun tailgate. Floating in the river like in a tube with a cooler on another tube, and you just sit there. You can have lemonades. I'll have something else. But yeah, we could see that's what I would do. That'd be a nice at least in September, maybe early October. Once you get to November, that's out. Can't do that.
This tailgate show that I do is the first time that I've actually ever tailgated in my life.
What do you mean? You're
I've
saying
playing.
You're saying well, no, but okay. I thought you meant this weekend. You mean in general doing the tailgate show? That's the first time you've been around tailgating. That's fair. I never thought of that.
Because I'm a player. I was always playing. So
since you were a little kid, you were probably busy on Saturdays.
Exactly.
Playing football.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
And he doesn't drink or eat buns, so what's the point of him being there?
It literally,
it's
pretty much, it's for unathletic people who never could play, who then also like to drink beer and eat a lot of food couched in bread. So you're right. This is all stuff that you would know about.
This is a foreign scene. I feel out of place.
There was a couple when I was watching. I think it was when you guys had your Devo outfits on when you were wearing the construction crew outfits.
Oh, yeah.
When you guys were whipping it is what it looked like to me. But that, because you were talking about safety.
Yes.
And then as you were discussing safeties. That was, I thought, a good little segue there. But behind you, there was a couple of people that had to be in their, I'm going to say conservatively in their 70s, but probably older, who both just looked like, oh, yeah, we've been drinking. We're continuing drinking. Cheers were going on. They were chanting their own cheers, I felt like, different than anybody else was, but they were just, putting their hands up and down and,
It's so
had the
funny
drinks.
because I can never see it unless I go watch the show back when I get home. Like,
of course, because they're all behind you. But it was like they were conducting a non-existent orchestra, except they weren't doing it anywhere close to like whatever chant was going on. But they were enjoying themselves. Let them live.
Good for them.
Buckeyes do, of course, travel to Washington. They get the job done there, 24-6. Initial thoughts on this game?
Well, at the beginning of that game, I thought our offensive line was dominant. The first drive, I was like, man, they moving guys out the way. I said, see, this is the difference between Pac-12 football and Big Ten. It's in the trenches.
They're in the Big Ten now.
I know, but like they still are adapting. I said they got to do better recruit. They got to get some better recruits that can fit this style of play that they're gonna go against. And then as soon as I said that thought, boom, they stopped us on.
Yeah, they did.
I was like, oh man. But then I thought that, the offense, we had that error, we had the turnover on downs, and then Brandon Ennis fumbled the punt return, and I'm just like what's going on? Like, is it something, is the fix in? Like, what y'all trying to keep it close? What's going on? And I was very frustrated with the offense. I just thought that we were playing very conservative. It was like the Texas game. Like, they was like, we want Julian to be able to do the things. We don't want to open up the playbook. We want him to be able to make the easy throws and all of those things. And I'm just like, dude, this is week 4 or week 5, whatever it is. Like, he should be fine.
Yeah.
And then obviously, the Jeremiah Smith right before halftime put a lot of people at ease, like, okay, here we go. And then they just started rolling from that point on. I really love what the D-line did as far as containing Damon Williams. It was never a time where he just got to scramble and run around. Like, they did a wonderful rush where they didn't get too far up the field. They kind of, rushed a little bit and just stood there. And it was basically essentially a spy on Damon Williams, and he wasn't able to hit any crease. So I thought that messed up everything. But I did walk away from that game thinking, he's a heck of a player, because them seam routes that he was hitting, them passes that he was throwing, he's very accurate, and he really exposed us when we were run cover 3. He was killing us on them seam routes, and I was just like, okay, that's something that we got to work on. Linebackers got to get better drops. Safeties got to be able to run red line to red line and be able, or not even, it's really hash to hash to be able to get turn those seam routes into incompletions. That's one of the jobs of a post safety, in cover 3. So we got to be a little bit better with that. But ultimately, I thought that they dominated the second half. Yeah,
they really, defensively too, I feel like when you have a quarterback that can move the football with his feet, like Damon Williams did or could, the fact that they were so disciplined and were able to, kind of stay. I mean, I don't play defensive line, but I always hear the best thing to do is to kind of fill those gaps, not give running lanes to guys. If you're not getting to the quarterback immediately, which they did. I mean, they got after him too.
Yeah. Caden Curry had a really good game.
Yeah. Well, man, it was a very nice performance by that defensive line. They came to play. They looked really good. Caden McDonald was really good too. He had a the interior, like, it wasn't just the edges, it was the interior line, it was everybody. Like it was like that. It was almost like they rushed up the field and like made it look like, all right, you got this lane, and then as soon as he tried to take it, they like collapsed down on it and like got to get. I mean, the man had 13 carries for negative 28 yards. Oh yeah, they were in the backfield all day. Yeah, they did a really good job, and I think that kind of messed up what they wanted to do as a team, because like I say, he was gashing a lot of people with some of those runs and able to extend drives because of his legs, and they took that away and kind of forced him to play quarterback, and he still went 18 for 22. So it's not like he didn't do a really good job throwing the ball, but it's just more to his game than just throwing the ball, and they took that aspect away, and it just made it difficult for Washington. What did you think about what's the elephant in the room for the Ohio State haters nationally in that roughing the passer call in the third quarter on Julian Sand?
All right. I didn't think it was roughing the passer.
I think it probably doesn't.
It wasn't.
I don't like those calls. I would agree that is not a good call. However, Clemson game wants to hear back from you on that. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have time for like the haters to go back a year. Like, we have done that too, right? So every team has that where you've had games where you're like, oh man, we kind of got screwed on this. Washington didn't score a touchdown. So if you want to tell me that was the reason Washington lost the game, no, it might have been a little closer. But Washington did not show the ability to score a touchdown in that game because this OSU defense has been dynamic. Is that, by the way, like a statistical outlier where Ohio State's just been giving up points left and right, and then suddenly against Washington they play defense? No, they haven't given up more than 10 points a game yet this season. And I know they played two kind of not great teams in that regard, although OU looks pretty good for a MAC-level team. But Texas has been underwhelming with their offense. That's fine. No one scored in the double digits against Ohio State. So for me, I'm starting there and saying, yeah, that was a BS call. Win against Washington probably shouldn't have. Thank God they had, Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson on the call to just make the case 100 times over about how screwed Washington got and how terrible this was, and everything was stacked against Washington apparently except the announcers. So that was a little weird how they just came out. They made a choice in that game to come out and essentially be it felt like a little bit on the side of the Huskies there.
You know what was weird? Watching them run a fake field goal and somebody not being alert.
I couldn't tell if it was, on the Washington fake field goal.
I was like, what is he doing?
I am of two minds because I think one was like, because they on the broadcast were like, how did that guy not turn around and look for the pass? He just didn't hear the call.
Must have
and it's
thought
like
they was running it.
Well, maybe that's what the call was. And then Ohio State had three guys on that side. They blew the play up, and the kicker probably is like, well, I'm not going to get annihilated. I'm not just going to run with the ball.
It's part of the
I'm
game.
going to throw it and hope my guy turns around and looks for it. I'm just saying he saw the play was blown up. I think maybe he saw it was blown up and just threw it because he's like, what else can I do? This is not going to work.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that the guy down the field just didn't know the call. I figured they've probably been over this quite a bit. They probably talked a lot about how we're going to pull this on Ohio State, try to pull the upset. So I'm sure everybody knew what the call was. I think it's more about
what they thought wrong.
I also thought it was a weird situation for them to try to do it.
Well,
it was, yeah.
It was a desperate move.
Well, and I thought too when Jed Fish, when he sees that, why don't you call timeout? When you see that they figured they were conservative, they weren't really coming after the quarter or after the kick there. They were playing it for the fake.
Shocker. We wanted to pull a shocker move.
Yeah. So I just that would be on coaching maybe there for Washington to say, hey, we don't have this here. Let's call timeout and then let's actually kick a regular field goal or something. Guardians are in the playoffs. We will talk about so are the Reds too. Talk about them both next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Monday. We are noticing a crash pretty early out here, and it's happening for folks in Plain City and Dublin. It's on 33 State Route 161, that westbound direction, just past Avery Muirfield Drive, where right shoulder is still blocked this morning. Some flashing lights noticed on our traffic cam this morning. Want to make sure if you're in this area, be sure to take it nice and slow. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Nobody has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than Toyota. Now through September 30th, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid. Excludes plug-ins. Or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $299 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Children with Down syndrome in Central Ohio need your support. Join 10 TV, Newman Roofing, and the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk. Join thousands of participants as we come together to celebrate the uniqueness and resiliency of the Down syndrome community. Your participation and donations directly support programs and services for people with Down syndrome and their families. Together we can make a meaningful impact and pave the way for a more inclusive future. Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Buddy Walk.
Save big money on your next painting project at Menards. Revolutionize your space with Pittsburgh's Revolution Interior Paint and Primer in 1. It offers game-changing stain and scuff resistance in just one coat, making it perfect for any room of your home. Save big money on Revolution Interior Paint and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Carpenter here. Are you feeling low energy, trouble focusing, less interest in the things you used to enjoy? How about this? Less strength. It could be low testosterone. Affinity Whole Health is offering free labs to check your testosterone levels. These labs, they're normally $99, but in the month of October, they are free. Sign up now at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Learn why I and thousands of other men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health. Go to feelgreatcolumbus.com and feel like yourself again.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
October is Car Care Month. Visit your local AAA Tire and Auto Service location and save $40 on any repair of $150 or more. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer valid October 1st through October 31st. See store for details.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, you know, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Here's a look at the 10 weather impact forecast as we head through your Monday. We're tracking sunshine here today and warm conditions back into the upper 80s here for this afternoon. High around 87, which is running about 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. As we head into tomorrow, tracking more sunshine and a few scattered clouds and a high of around 84 degrees. Now, we do cool back down slightly into the upper 70s here for Wednesday and Thursday, but we're right back into the 80s here by Friday and on into the weekend. And that's your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Football season is weird because we actually look forward to Mondays. It's Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971 or hop in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, search 971 The Fan, click on T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right there on a Monday morning. What better way to start your week off than to hop in the YouTube chat? Already have a bunch of you in there. Shout out to Rusty, Quentin. Thank you guys for jumping in as usual. Jason,
Quentin watched the tailgate show this past week.
There you go.
I appreciate that.
That was good. Yeah, I was watching it.
Said it was
keep it on.
He said it was his first time like tuning in and seeing it. I was like, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Here's what I've done now. The last few weeks I've started at 9 o'clock. I watched some of the ESPN Game Day crew, which I don't know if you saw that, They were.
I can't.
Well, I don't know if you caught any. I know you weren't. I know you're not watching it live because you're doing your job. But like, I don't know if you saw any clips come across social media of what they were all dressed in.
No,
they were at Penn State.
Okay,
which of course had the whiteout.
They was in all white.
They wore all white suits,
Good.
shirts, ties, the whole 9 yards.
I
It looked
like
like
it.
the righteous gemstones came to town. Or as I said, looked like they were going to a Guar concert.
As long as there wasn't an all white hood involved, I think they're good.
I think they left. I think they left that one back. I don't know where they left it, but they didn't have that. Thank God. Thank God they didn't have that. You know what, Tyus? If that had happened, I would have changed the channel. I would have. I promise you, I would have.
I think they would have been canceled.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't have had to. Now, so I'm watching that, and it was just
Jimmy Fallon's trade. They'd have got canceled.
Yeah, was that Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel? One of them.
Kimmel.
Kimmel got it. Well, he's back though. He's back. But either way, yeah. So I saw that and I was like, okay, this is annoying. Can I just say on the whiteout very quickly? We will talk about Penn State a little bit more throughout the show, but I felt like it suddenly became over the weekend like, guys, you've never seen anything in college football like the whiteout, and I just feel like ESPN shoots. Yes, the way they were talking about this was like it's the greatest, most difficult environment anyone has ever played in.
It is difficult.
It is difficult. Of course, it's crazy and difficult, but it's also like the way they were talking about it was like people don't leave here without they lose this game, and it's like,
oh, that's not true.
Right. They
I was undefeated in it, so there you go.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go.
Ohio State fans could say, yeah, I mean, we've seen whiteouts, and they have gotten Ohio State during a whiteout.
One time,
yes. They play every year.
Yay.
Yes. Right.
They one time in 10 years?
I don't want to take us off the rails, but just imagine the narrative if they did not block that field goal. That's
God.
Literally their only big win in the James Franklin era.
Yeah, exactly.
The playoffs last year, but they played Boise and SMU. They got the luckiest draw of all time. Like, if it wasn't for all that blocked field goal, man, that's all they have going for them.
Well, and what I feel like, too, a little bit with that is we are getting – sometimes with game day, it's like they forget that the people they're talking to are the diehard college football fans. Because if you put that on, like, regular ESPN – I mean, it is on regular ESPN, but, you know, if it was, like, in the middle of SportsCenter, they just talked about the whiteout for 5 minutes – a lot of people would go, oh, okay, yeah, whiteout, that's tough. I get it. But like real college football fans know James Franklin's numbers when it comes to big time regular season and I guess postseason games, but like especially these top 10 matchups, he's been terrible. And they put a lot of those type of games in whiteouts. So a lot of fans would obviously be able to realize, yeah, they do well. They have the whiteout. It's a cool environment. It's tough to play in. But the record's not great with James Franklin. So I just feel like sometimes they insult their audience's intelligence with that, but I get it. They wanted to fit in with the Penn Staters who were all wearing white, and that was good. The Oregon Duck was very good about making fun of them. He holds up signs sometimes during, while the segments are going on. You just see the Oregon Duck holding up a college game day sign. He had one that was perfect, which was, I Ubered here. It was in an Amish buggy, which was, it's great. Good stuff. Keep it up, Oregon Duck. And by the way, we don't need to go into it too in-depth, but how did Penn State, what do they do? Could you, if I said before this game, predict what's going to happen, it's going to be close, down the stretch, they're going to need some plays to be made, they're not going to be made, and then when it comes time for Drew Aller to go deliver in a big moment, he's going to throw a crippling pick. Have we heard of that before? Have we heard of that before against Oregon, as a matter of fact?
He probably tried to dirt it.
No. He was trying to hit someone over the top, and then you see the Oregon, whoever it was, linebacker or safety, whoever just jumped up and made a great play. That was the end of that, but whatever. Drew Aller.
First round pick.
Not anymore.
No.
I think the NFL draft people are starting to catch on now. Because they're like, it's starting. I've seen some of them be like, well, maybe he's not a first round pick, but that arm talent and that size is hard to ignore.
It is. You know who else got that? Anthony Richardson.
You know who else? Lots of guys have that.
Jamarcus Russell.
How many guys have had that, though, where it's like, oh, in the big moment where I have to make a throw, I'm not available.
I think
that's not good.
For Drew Aller, I had this conversation with somebody on Twitter, my boy Domo, because he wanted to troll him because he's all on Drew Aller's train.
Yeah,
that
sure.
He's going to be good. And his comeback was CJ never won any big games. And I said, What?
I don't think that's accurate.
I said, wait a minute. Are you talking about the same CJ? He said, well, he lost to the team up north twice. I said he threw for 394
Yeah,
yards.
that was never the problem. Was him in those games. The problem was the defense giving up crippling runs.
145 yards, and he's supposed to be that deal. No, I said now Drew is one of those dudes who, yes, he got the talent. He needs to go somewhere like a San Fran or a Minnesota or a Rams where he could learn from a coach because he don't see the game clear at all.
No.
He just don't see it.
No.
He's got the arm talent. He's got the size and all that, yes. But somebody needs to teach him the game. Whoever the quarterback coach is for Penn State is doing him a huge disservice, and it's really sad.
Yeah, we could go forever on Drew Aller. I'm trying not to hammer this dude because I think it's pretty obvious he's just not at that. He should never been put at this level. He's a bit like Arch Manning in that he's been hyped, but yet we haven't really seen it. We're told that there are reasons why he should be up this high, and then every time it comes a chance for him to prove it, it doesn't happen. Now he makes some throws that are jaw-dropping, but then he makes a lot of decisions that are terrible.
On the other side of the coin, you know who I'm really starting to hate? Coked up Dan Lanning, man. He gets on my nerves. I'm so tired of seeing him animated on the sideline. I'm tired of hearing him speak after the games. He's just so full of himself, and for what? Why?
No, because he beat Penn State in a whiteout.
Okay, cool.
Right. That's what I'm saying is it feels like he doesn't win the big game either typically, other than, beat Ohio State last year in the regular season. Then the rematch, how'd that go? But everything else, yes, they set this up as, oh my God, they went on the road and beat top 5 Penn State. That Penn State defense is really good. I will give you that. They do have some weapons on offense, too, in the running game. But it's James Franklin and Drew Aller. I don't know what anybody expected. None of us, I think, should have expected more than that. And that's, I don't know. I looked at that going into it and said, I don't see where they're the favorite. I don't see why Oregon is getting 3.5. I think Oregon's a better team. I know they're on the road.
I kept saying, I was like, Oregon getting 3.5?
Yeah.
I think I would take that.
Some of us did. Some of us who are allowed to gamble did.
Well,
and
nice.
It was.
Did you listen to me and take Bama?
No. Are
you scared?
No. I had my own opinions on that, which were similar. But yes, and I was glad I did because
on the money line. You don't even need the plus points.
I took the points.
You don't need it on the money line.
Yeah, that's good.
I knew it.
Well, you know what? We didn't get to the Guards this segment, and I'm kind of glad we didn't. Not that I don't want to talk Guardians and Reds. I do. However, producer Dylan is wanting so bad to take a victory lap over the Guardians.
I know it.
And I figure we'll let him wait a little bit longer. So we'll talk about them next, but also clip some audio for you from the weekend that has to do with actually gambling. We'll hear that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, a heads up for folks who live in our southeast corner, over by Groveport especially. We will be having some lane closures that will be going on for quite a while, too. It's happening on that 270 northbound direction between Alum Creek Drive and Hamilton Road. 2 lanes out there started last Friday and will be lasting for about 30 days. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register at roosterswings.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
Now at Great Lakes Hyundai, save on new 2025 Sonatas with 0% financing for 60 months. 0% while supplies last. Columbus or Dublin or glexhyundai.com.
The claws are out.
Fox Monday, James Day is all new. First,
We have an Oscar winner in the house.
Jay Krakowski welcomes Mira Sorvino to the Celebrity Name That Tune podium.
I can name that tune in one note.
Then, 4 famous reality couples get a reality check from Jane Lynch.
Who just realized there's no smart one in their relationship?
All new Celebrity Name That Tune, followed by an all-new Celebrity Weakest Link.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio,
But stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. This audio comes from Fernando Mendoza, quarterback for Indiana. Indiana had a nice, well, I don't know if it's nice. They won against Iowa, right at Iowa. Iowa's tough defensively.
Iowa's tough, yeah.
I don't know about their offense. Every year, Iowa does that with we have a defense. You're like, yes, but football requires both special teams, defense, and offense. And they go, oh, that last one. We're not sure if we have that. But the end of this game, so what was the final score, Dylan? Do you remember off the top of your head?
20 to 15.
It was 20 to 15.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it was, because it was 20 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa was a 6.5-point dog. I think, yeah, that's right. So Indiana was covering the 6.5.
Yep.
So if you bet that, you had that. Congratulations, you win. Except the very last play of the game, it was like a 4th down, and they had seconds on the clock.
It was like 2 seconds left.
Yes. Yeah. So he had the ball, Fernando Mendoza, their quarterback for Indiana. And decided, he said, look, I could have slid down, taken a knee, but I didn't want to have some fluky thing where in my head, I think the clock's at zeros. It's not. I give them 1 second with the ball in dangerous territory. So he said, I just ran to the end zone because I figured that'll definitely run the clock out. Took a safety. So after that, he was asked, why did he do that? Here's a little bit of that, which I guess I already told you half of what he's going to say, but here you go.
Yeah, there was, whatever it takes to win the game. So coach said, hey, take a safety, run to the back of the end zone. And I didn't ever want to put our team in jeopardy where maybe if I slid, with 1 second left, there could be some type of, maybe some quirk that would be called and we have to punt it or do something on 4th down. So I just wanted to get out of the safety. I know I probably, obviously shouldn't be saying this, but I know I probably cook people's spreads and stuff like that, and I really apologize for that. However, at that moment, my goal was to win the game, and at that point, at 0-0, I saw when I was in the 2-yard line, and I just kind of ran.
People who have 6.5 might not be happy.
Yeah, they definitely weren't happy, and I definitely put my apologies out to them, but for us, we're always looking for the Indiana money line, which is a win.
That guy knows.
He's a gambler.
He knows way too much gambling lingo.
He's a gambler.
Yeah. Way too much.
John Mateer, by the way, John Mateer got all the flack for having a Venmo account. Now this dude, they're going to be looking for Fernando Mendoza's Venmo account after this for sure.
I feel like they can gamble. They just can't gamble on their sport, right?
Yeah. You can gamble technically.
They could bet on NBA and baseball.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know if you can bet on college basketball, given that they play a college. I don't know.
Either way. I don't know the rules.
Here's what I know.
Part.
There have been people in the business of the NFL who have been flagged for non-football issues before they ever hit the draft boards, where teams are just like, oh, we're going to put a little red flag on that guy for this. Fernando Mendoza forever now in every draft question that he takes, whenever he goes for the combine, they will say, hey, so about this comment, how much do you pay attention to the spread?
Clearly he does.
The NFL, if this was the NFL, they would absolutely be investigating him immediately for that.
You know what though?
You can't even acknowledge that you know about it, even though everybody sees this stuff. Don't teams talk about we're 6-point favorites? How dare they think that this other team, is we're only 6 points better than or whatever? But they know that stuff.
Even when I play, we knew the spread, but I didn't know. I didn't think about it in the middle of the game. Did we cover the spread? That's not what I thought about.
Well, he probably didn't think about it in the game either. I'm guessing after the game, it's when someone says, "Hey, by the way, did you see?" Now because of that, you didn't cover.
Oh,
or
he
something.
Probably checked his phone and they was
probably had text.
Killing him on Twitter. The spread was 6.5 and he just ruined it.
Well, our most degenerate gambler on this show is Dylan. Did you get cooked by this spread, Dylan?
No, I didn't bet on Indiana
all right.
at all.
Did you take Bama on the money line?
I didn't take Bama on the money line, but I took Bama plus the points. And I almost had Ole Miss.
See, this is the thing.
Oh.
This is the thing. You two like to play it safe than sorry. And if you play it safe, then you sorry.
Okay.
No, what I don't want is if Bama would have won by 1 point and I lose my bet because I'm greedy.
I told you they were not going to win by 1 point.
Nostradamus.
By the way, I won my bets. I like my strategy.
I'm 4-0.
I feel you did. All right. That's fine. So in that Alabama game, just for what it's worth, did one of us not sit here and say, hey, I'd take Ty Simpson over Gunnar Stockton?
All three of us liked Bama, so I don't understand why Tyvis is.
We all liked Bama in this.
I said on the money line, y'all was willing to put the points down.
Okay, we lost out on cents.
I'm saying
it was a couple dollars.
I brought up Bama quarterback Ty Simpson and said, this dude is actually good. And I thought that Florida State game, he was good in that game. He had no offensive line for whatever reason. They did nothing to protect him in that game. And I thought, let them actually protect him a little bit. He can make throws. And he did. He had some big plays in this game. So we all thought Bama was good. See, let's all pat ourselves on the back for that. Dylan gets to pat himself on the back because he said something that sounded insane back when he said it. Do you have this audio, or are you just going to take it?
I mean, I could quickly pull it up. I mean,
I'm sure you could.
Receipts.
Wow.
So when was it that you made this prediction?
August 7th, the year of our Lord 2025.
Okay. August 7th, Dylan was on these airwaves saying not only did he think the Guardians were not dead in the playoffs, but they could come back and win the division. Now, this wasn't quite the same as saying it when they were 15 and a half out.
That's what I was about to say. We ain't going to act like
they had gone on a big winning streak there. But this is the audio of Dylan making this prediction.
The way they end the season, okay. You guys said I was crazy about a month ago when I said don't jump off the Guards bandwagon. You ready for another crazy take?
The way they end the season is not. They got Detroit and Texas.
They played Detroit a lot. Could they win the division? I don't know. Okay. I don't know. Okay.
Aren't they like 10 back?
No, they're only like 6 back. Okay. They were like 10 back. 50 back at one point.
Okay.
I'm just saying they play a lot of Detroit. You get a sweep or two in there.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. One.
You on crack.
No. One. This, you know what? It is like Babe Ruth. I remember when Babe Ruth stepped up to the plate and he like thought I could hit a home run here. And what he did was he looked at that kid in the hospital bed or wherever he looked and went, I don't know, man. Maybe that could happen, I guess. That's not a called shot. You didn't like point. You said, I don't know. Crazier things. That's not a prediction. Sorry. You don't get credit for that.
I went out of my way and outlined if they swept Detroit once or twice that they could do it, and that's exactly what they did.
Great.
Exactly what they did.
Great. You know what? That's fine. I want to go now and say that I think that if LSU goes out and wins every one of their any one of their games, all of them, they win by 50 points, they'll be the 1 seed in college. That didn't seem likely is the point. You didn't predict that. You said, well, if they did a thing that seemed inexplicable and wouldn't happen, and it happened. It's crazy.
Here was the root of all that, though. In May and June, all of Guardians fans being on suicide watch, and I'm like, calm down. Calm down. There's so much season left. Just relax.
Dylan, it's
okay.
A historic comeback. They didn't think, no one thought this could happen. It wasn't because the Guardians fans are bad or evil. It's because the Guardians fans, rightfully so, looked at 15 and a half out and said, that's it.
Guardians fans a week ago were going back and deleting tweets from May and June. That's what they were doing. They're like, oh, man, I said this team was bad and cooked, but now I want to jump on the bandwagon. So let me go back and delete those.
What I like the most about yesterday, because obviously they had made the playoffs the night before, yeah. But what I liked about yesterday is the Tigers played before the Guardians. Now,
well, their game ended.
Their game ended sooner.
Yeah, they all started at 3:10.
Right. So when I'm sure at some point they announced that the Tigers lost. So at that point, the Guardians knew that they won the AL Central. But what I liked about the Guardians is they were losing to the Rangers, tied it, sent it to extra innings, was down like 8-6 in the 10th, and got the bases loaded. Or no, they had 2 people on, and Rocchio hit that home run.
Your guy.
The craziest part of it all is I was leaving the Browns post game, going past Progressive, and I heard it all happen. I had the window down, and I heard it happen. And that place went crazy. It was great to just be like right there in the atmosphere when it happened. So it was nice. They played the fireworks, and I'm like, that was a nice way to end the season because obviously they play on Tuesday. They start against the Tigers on Tuesday. I think it's at 1. I think it's at 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But they could have lost that game and just kind of eased their way into it. I like the fact that they refused to lose, won this game, and now they're on a high getting to Tuesday, and I like that.
I haven't looked at the odds yet, but I don't think they're beating Scooble 3 games in a row and like 3 times in 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Hey, man.
I don't see it.
I wouldn't. You know what? This is the weird thing because Guardians have chipped this all away. And the nice thing is they will always have that division win no matter what. But to your point, if I were a Tigers player or certainly a Tigers fan, I would be trying to talk myself into all that doesn't matter. All we have to do is go out here and get the job done in this series that we probably feel like we shouldn't be in it, but whatever, we are. Go out there, right the wrong, stay in the playoffs, and then go on from there, right? So, like, you're right. For the Tigers fans, if they can, like, flush, delete, if the players can do that, yeah, they have the fresh start. They can start over on this and try to go avenge those losses to the Guardians. But Guardians are the ones playing with the momentum right now. Guardians are the ones playing like a team that, could absolutely win this series.
Shift focus. Didn't the Reds sweep the Dodgers at some point this past season?
That feels right.
Either
that
they
feels
swept
like
them or they won the series against them.
Yeah, well, the Reds, they got into the playoffs via – they lost yesterday, but so did the Mets.
Yeah.
And the Mets –
Yo Mets.
I took my victory lap last week because I figured I probably wouldn't get to do it this week because I just know how they are this year. But, yeah, pitching ruined that team. They had no pitching. They couldn't figure it out. Lots of injuries, lots of guys who, when they did try to bring in dudes, it doesn't matter if you can hit. Do you know how many games I think it was something like they had over 10 games this stretch in September where they gave up more than 5 runs. Like their pitching did.
I'm sure it did.
They also had a decent stretch of games where I want to say it was 9 or 10 where they scored more than 4 runs and lost. The Mets did down the stretch. So, like, there's your answer right there. As much as everybody wants to bag on Juan Soto, like, he actually had a good year. A lot of their hitters did. It was a problem of the Mets just couldn't pitch. But
Reds can be sneaky. They have what y'all don't. Pitching.
And what does it take to win the playoffs?
Pitching.
Yeah. So you get to go.
It's gonna be a good series between the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they don't look how they looked last year, where they was just this dominant team. They have some flaws this year for some odd reason.
Tomorrow it's all baseball, right? 1 p.m. Tigers Guardians. Then you've got I believe it's the Padres and Cubs at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Then you have the Red Sox Yankees at 6, and then the Reds and the Dodgers because it's out west. That is going to be at 9 p.m. All of those are either ESPN, and then the Padres Cubs on ABC because of course the Cubs, they get ABC because they're the Cubs. That's great. We'll get to, in a couple minutes, Monday Night Football. It ended in a weird way last night. It was a banger of a game. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good Monday morning to you. We are still closely monitoring a crash for folks over in Plain City and Dublin. If you are stepping out the door and maybe taking that westbound direction on 33, do be mindful. We have that crash on site still this morning. That's just past Avery Muirfield Drive, where right shoulder still blocked this morning. Tow trucks, though, are on scene. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
As part of our 2025 Commitment to Community Initiative, Newman Roofing is proud to recognize individuals going above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we would like to honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made an impact by being a Special Olympic Ohio Fit 5 advocate and youth leader, as well as a Buddy Walk committee member. This Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan in our commitment to the community.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. After years of playing college and NFL football and always searching for that edge to keep my body right, to make sure I was always in peak physical condition, I was getting beat up. I was getting older, and I needed something to help me out. And that's something, well, I didn't want it to be surgery. And so I went to see my friends at QC Kinetics. I brought my dad with me. I needed my knee helped, so did he. And they did a great job. They helped use our own body's biologics to heal us. So we went there, we talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. He's the founder of Grant Sports Medicine. So you know that he knows what he's talking about. And you don't have to have surgery. There's no knife. It's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast and it's all natural. So whether it's back, knees, hips, shoulders, they've got you covered. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation with Dr. Ray Tesner and his team. Look beyond that same old remedy that you've been looking for. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544 or go to qckinetics.com/Columbus today.
Get the MVP, more value price from Coughlin Chevrolet. Lease a new 2026 Chevy Trailblazer, only $198 a month. New 26 Chevy Equinox, $239 a month. Or a new 26 Silverado, just $399 a month. Visit CoughlinChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 9/30/25.
The Ohio State University Army ROTC isn't just a curriculum. It's more than just a path to a degree. For more than 150 years, we have been forging tomorrow's leaders. Here you will find your purpose, your mission, your ROTC family. At Ohio State, you're not just joining Army ROTC, you're stepping into a history of excellence that spans generations. Learn more at arotc.osu.edu. Buckeyes lead the way.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
Your home, your comfort, your family. That's everything. Big companies shout, big ads scream. But trust is quiet. It's a tech who fixes instead of sells. A family business here since '66. Northland Heating and Cooling, your local Lennox premier dealer. Honest comfort, real people, real peace of mind. Northland Heating and Cooling.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus. It's fall or autumn, as the losers like to say. What does that mean in the car world? That means places like Jermaine Lexus want to clear out all of their 2025 inventory to make room for the 2026 models. And for you, the customer, that means big savings. Take advantage of their lack of space with aggressive pricing. They also have plenty of L-certified vehicles on the lot for the fall collection sales event. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my friends. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, JermaineLexus.com.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks, contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Fan 2 is on the air. Catch the Bob and Tom Show in the morning and Jim Rome in the afternoon. And Buckeye stuff and Reds 2 in the NFL. It's lots of stuff. You get the picture. It's the Fan 2 live on 1460 AM, the Fan app, and the Fan's HD2. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We were talking baseball in the last segment. I saw that little stat here. 2025 Major League Baseball regular season ended with a little bit of an anomaly. They did not have a no-hitter in Major League Baseball all year this year. I didn't realize that. I guess I don't really pay attention in that regard. You figure remember how it's been like the last few years where it seems like every year there's 4 or 5 of them, or even you get some where it's like one week this guy throws a no-hitter who you've never heard of, and then the next week another guy you've never heard of throws a no-hitter. Guys who have been pitching for 20 years suddenly throw no-hitters. This year, none of them. So it was the first time since 2005 that there has not been a no-hitter in Major League Baseball. Since they went to divisional play in 1969, the other years where that happened were 92, 82, 74, and 69. So that's pretty crazy to me. It's only been 6 times since 1969 that they haven't had a no-hitter. This was one of those years. Now you don't.
My favorite stat that I saw yesterday was, I think, 70 games into the season. You know who had the best record in baseball?
Oh, I'm going to guess. Was it a team from New York?
Your New York Mets.
Yeah, I thought that was right.
And then they missed the playoffs. And I
That's
think
a shame.
Detroit, I mean, they made it, obviously, but
That's
Detroit
a
was
shame.
rolling the first half of the season.
Yeah, they were too. You know what? That's sadly with the Mets, at least. I saw another stat about them that was since, I think, the All-Star break, they were like bottom 5, just in overall record in Major League Baseball. So they had that huge lead, or they had built up and were pretty good. I don't know if they had a huge lead, but at one point they were leading their division. And that's all for another show to do because nobody cares about the Mets around here. I'm just pointing out that, yes, they were as good as like the Guardians were. The Mets were the exact opposite of that.
I mean,
historic collapse.
It's relevant because the Guardians and the Reds needed both the Tigers and the Mets to choke to be in the positions they're in today.
That's true. Right. And for the Reds fans, my hat's off to you. Your team got it done, even though I know everybody lost yesterday. You still got into the playoffs. You earned it. You deserve to be there. I'm happy for you and mad at my Mets. I hope that makes sense. Last night was Sunday night.
Yes.
Not Monday night.
Yes.
Sunday night football.
You always mess that up.
I do. I mess that up. I mess up when fall camp is or if it's spring camp. Anyway, we're at Ohio State. But yesterday, the Cowboys were hosting the Packers. This was the return for, a guy who had been there, done that a bit, Micah Parsons.
Mm-hmm.
Got traded. I heard yesterday it was 31 days since he's been traded. Did you realize it was just that long ago? It happened late in the preseason.
It felt like it's been so long ago, but
it's been basically a month since that happened. Well, he returned to Dallas, and that game was bizarre.
Yeah, it was. It started off. It looked like the Packers was probably gonna run away with this thing, and when it was like 13-2 or something like that,
right?
And then they scored. George Pickens ends up catching this crazy catch, and they ended up scoring. Then what messed it up is right before halftime, they got that strip sack on Jordan Love. Dak scores, and I think they're winning like 15-13, I think, going into halftime. And then the second half was just all off, and nobody could play defense in the second half. They just was bombing everybody, and it was just like these crazy, wild throws that ended up in catches, long runs. And next thing you know, they both at 37 going into overtime. And it's crazy.
In reality, the Packers should have been up 14-0 going into halftime.
Yes.
They scored a touchdown. They got the
field goal
PAT blocked.
And they returned
Dallas took it back to the crib.
Yep.
And then horrible clock management at the end of the half by the Packers gave Green Bay the ball back and a turnover. And then, boom, Dallas was back. They were up versus being down 2 touchdowns going into half, which was crazy.
It should have been a 14. At worst, it should have been 14-7.
Well, then they scored 31 points in the fourth quarter. Both teams combined for 31 points. So that
ridiculous.
Yeah, that definitely. When I went to bed and then I saw the final score, I was like, "What did I miss?" And then I go back and watch the highlights, and it was just like you said, big passes, big runs. Dak threw for 319 yards, ran for a score. So it ends 40-40. They go to overtime, and kind of a weird.
Did you hear Jerry's comments?
Well, no, I didn't actually. But there was some weird clock management at the end for the Packers. They ended up kicking a field goal. They almost gave away the chance to even tie the game because they threw a pass with like 4 seconds left.
Yeah. It
went out of the end zone, and the clock hung on 1 second. And I mean, it was barely there. And so then that rightfully so. It looked like they gave away the chance to win, but they had a shot. They kicked the field goal. They tie it up, and that is how the game ends. At zeros with 40 on the board apiece. So
obviously they asked Jerry about the trade, and his comments was something along the lines of, we gave up Micah Parsons and got all that stuff for him, and yet we ended in a tie.
Yeah.
So he's like, I think he's content with the trade.
I guess. I don't know. I just look at that situation, and both Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons is so funny because they both before the game said, we don't care about the Micah Parsons drama. Micah said all he cares about is winning. Dak said he cares about is winning.
He want to kill Dak.
Right, there's that. And then he wants to win, right? And that's all that matters. And then after the game, no one got to win. So that's it.
I think the biggest news from last night didn't happen on the field. You guys are bearing the lead. We got the annual let's make all the middle-aged white dudes mad because they don't know who the halftime performer is because they announced that it's going to be Bad Bunny.
Now, I fully admit, I don't listen to a lot of Bad Bunny. I don't know a lot of his music.
Well, he's my Puerto Rican brethren.
Right. So
you was excited.
I also know he's one of the most listened to artists on the planet. And I'm quite sure if you played some Bad Bunny, I've heard a song or two. I know I've heard a song or two because I've watched SNL when he's hosted now multiple times. So that's probably how I'm most familiar with him. But yeah, I mean, I'm aware of Bad Bunny, but I would definitely qualify as a middle-aged white dude who would say, yeah, this isn't necessarily my favorite artist, but most halftime shows are not my favorite artist. Katy Perry wasn't my favorite artist either. It's fine.
I mean, I
kissed a girl and I liked it.
Yeah, that's a song she did.
I agreed with the song.
Thank you,
I did too,
Tyvis.
yeah. Good song.
I just think that there's no one that you can announce that social media is going to be happy.
No, they're not.
There's no one that
Michael Jackson.
Well, that would be a miracle.
That would be. Well, social media would be interested in that. And Tyvis, I don't know if you are aware of his entire resume.
He died.
He not only died, he's had some issues when he was alive that might cause Twitter to have some issues with him.
Allegedly.
Penn State is in a weird spot. We're going to talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, if you typically take 270 in that northbound direction over on the east side for your Monday morning commute especially, do be mindful. We are noticing some lane closures in this area. It's between Allen Creek Drive all the way to Hamilton Road. We are down to 2 lanes, folks, in this area. It started last Friday, this project, and will be lasting for about 30 days. Do be mindful and do be well aware of traffic cones in the area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
The claws are out.
Fox Monday, James Day is all new. First,
We have an Oscar winner in the house.
Jay Krakowski welcomes Mira Sorvino to the Celebrity Name That Tune podium.
I can name that tune in 1 note.
Then, 4 famous reality couples get a reality check from Jane Lynch.
Who just realized there's no smart one in their relationship?
All new Celebrity Name That Tune, followed by an all-new Celebrity Weakest Link.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid,
she's the
but
best,
yeah.
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, Columbus, it's T-Bone for Window Nation. Now is the best time of year to buy new windows. Whether you have old, drafty windows or maybe just the cheap builder's grade ones your house came with, September is the perfect month to protect your home against another cold, snowy winter. And right now, Window Nation is offering their most popular offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus, you won't pay any interest, monthly payments, or down payment for 2 years. You heard that right. Window Nation gives you the option to pay nothing until 2027. Are you a Buckeye fan? Well, when you replace all the windows in your home, Window Nation will also give you 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game. With Window Nation, you get top quality windows from a trusted company, and it's all at a reasonable price because they know replacing windows is an investment, and they want to make it affordable for you. Don't miss Window Nation's most popular offer. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. And remember, you'll pay nothing for 2 years. Hurry, Columbus, this sale won't last forever. 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com to get your free quote.
Common Man here for Hollywood Casino and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Timmy, it's football season. That means winning and fun.
Oh, yeah. We have tailgate buffets for all of our watch parties. The 3 apps for $12 special. $25 Miller Lite buckets.
And don't forget the crab legs. That's extended through September.
So reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com.
And how about this for new members? Sign up for the rewards program on the Penn Play app. Get a $20 dining credit.
And you get more crab legs.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Crab leg problem? Call 1-800-CRAB-LEGS.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at ColumbusMen'sClinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians needed either a win or a Detroit Tigers loss to do the improbable and clinch the AL Central Division title, and yesterday they got both. The Tigers lost 4-3 to the Red Sox in Boston, and the Guards had a comeback win in extra innings, capped off by a Brian Rocchio walk-off home run to send Cleveland fans home happy with a 10-9 victory. The Guardians will start their postseason tomorrow at home against the Tigers. The Cincinnati Reds also clinched a playoff berth. They held on and clinched the final wildcard spot over the New York Mets. The Redlegs start their playoff journey against the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow. And in football news, the Buckeyes went up to Washington Saturday and beat the Huskies 24-6, while the Browns lost to the Lions in Detroit 34-10. This update is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. We are going to talk with our guy, Joshua Perry, coming up in the breakdown at 8:30. 7:45, we will be doing our Overachievers of the week. So we'll get into all that. College football, NFL, maybe baseball. Ryder Cup. Tyvis, how much Ryder Cup did you watch?
0 seconds and 0 minutes of it, but I understand that I missed the banger.
No. We don't need to did you watch it or not?
No, but I know about it.
Dylan, did you watch a second of the Ryder Cup?
Not 1 second. I saw Reimer live tweeting about it, so I felt like updated, but didn't watch any of it.
We missed the banger.
All I know is they were down by a lot. They tried to come back. They didn't come back. The Euros won.
That's right. I too watched 0 seconds of it, and I feel like we are on an island at this radio station because almost every other show you're going to hear today will probably have multiple breakdowns of it because I know all those hosts watched it or care about it.
It was on a football Sunday.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had all college football to watch Saturday and all pro football to watch Sunday. I don't need to watch I don't know. Like, also, golf is already an international competition, but now that we're like, oh, these guys represent America, it's like, yay.
But why would they put it on?
I love Bryson DeChambeau. My guy.
Why
Not
would
really.
they do this during football season, knowing
I don't like
that
that,
everybody's attention is going to be on football?
They don't care. They're doing it. And you know what? They know. I had an opportunity to quad box it, and I refused. Because there was baseball on, and there was WNBA yesterday. I was watching some of the Fever. Kelsey Mitchell get it done.
Forced a game
5 with the Aces. Yeah. So that's what I had on yesterday, but I didn't watch. So if you were looking for Ryder Cup coverage today, check out our other various shows on the Fan because I'm sure they will have that. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I know anything about that other than I saw the U.S. almost came back and then lost. So sorry that happened. or whatever. TL, what is it? Too long, didn't read. TLDR. I didn't watch it. Penn State, weird spot. So they lose to Oregon, right? Down to the wire game. Great college football game. Great atmosphere with the whiteout. All those things are true. I think the game lived up to the hype, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
It was a very close game.
Yep.
Back and forth. Good stuff.
It eventually did in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, right. Because
I agree with that.
That's fair. Oregon was winning, and then Penn State kind of found their way back into that game, which I didn't think was going to happen. But at the end of the day, they, just like we were talking about the U.S. with the Ryder Cup, it didn't matter that they came back because they lost. And here is the thing I want to talk about with James Franklin, because Penn State's in a weird spot with him. Now, they obviously have the game coming up with Ohio State. That's still massive for them. But, and quite honestly, they probably are not, if they play Ohio State close and their only two losses are to top 5 teams, if Oregon continues to be great, if Ohio State continues to be great, and let's say Penn State doesn't win that game, they still are in a very good spot for the college football playoffs. Would we not? I mean, would you disagree with that?
I mean, they
Two
also
lost teams, the top 5. If they gotta beat Indiana.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, okay, there's that. But so let's say they get the Indiana game. I'm just saying they have opportunities to still make the playoffs. It's not, you lose this game, now you're out of the playoffs. That's not the way it is anymore.
3. When you get to 3, that's when it's like
that's when it gets iffy.
It's a coin flip if you're gonna make it.
Their margin got a lot thinner now, and they have to go out and show what they can do. But let's say that because they are, I think, in a weird way with James Franklin there, where it feels like anytime there's a game where it's against top 5 opposition, top 6 opposition even, it doesn't go well. James Franklin knows this as well as anyone, and he talked about it after the game.
I get that narrative, and it's really not a narrative. It's factual. It's the facts. I get it, but I try to look at the entire picture and what we've been able to do here. But at the end of the day, we got to find a way to win those games. I totally get it, and I take ownership and I take responsibility. At the end of the day, I wanted that for those kids in that locker room. I wanted that for those kids in that locker room. How hard they work, how much they sacrifice, and we had our opportunities. But yeah, I take responsibility.
He has 15 consecutive losses to an opponent ranked number 6 or higher. 15 in a row. That's a 15-game losing streak spanning his entire career pretty much. Bad. 2-21 against teams ranked in the top 6 of the AP top 25 all time for him. So, I don't know how you slice that any other way than this is not good enough if you want to win a national championship. Doesn't it feel like? Doesn't it feel like with James Franklin, you're going to win a bunch of games, and then you're going to get to the ones that matter, and he's not going to find a way to win them.
This is when Penn State truly showed their true colors to me. Because I was all on the people being a little too hard on James Franklin a little bit, right? Last year, the CFP told me everything. Because without a doubt, they had the easiest path to get into the national championship. They were winning the game against Notre Dame in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And lost.
Yep.
That's when I said, yeah, it's him. It's him for sure. That's sad. That is really sad that y'all had an opportunity, a golden opportunity to go to the championship. Y'all would have got blown out anyways, but you still would have been there. That's... And then again, this is another situation where you have all the momentum. They finally pulled it together in the fourth quarter. Going into OT, they had the entire momentum, and yet they fell short. It's just hey, come on, man. What's going on? It's sad.
I mean, you guys can say James Franklin is the problem, and maybe he is, but one, he's not going anywhere. His buyout's $56 million or something like that.
He ain't getting fired.
And two, to me,
they ain't got no receiver.
This is what Penn State has been for the last, 40 years. There's just certain not everywhere can be Ohio State or Bama with Nick Saban or Georgia. Not everyone can be at that level. I feel like this is kind of who they are. So for me, I would just, if I was Penn State and I'm the brass, I'm kind of just accepting reality. And I'm just going to keep banging my head against the wall with James Franklin and hope one year the door finally opens. But I there's nothing for them to do. This is who they are.
I think that, to your point, Dylan, I didn't think he's going anywhere either. And I don't think
I'm about to say, I didn't think he was getting fired.
I don't think they're going to fire him for many reasons. One of them being the buyout, but there's 2 reasons I think they're not firing him. One is Ryan Day, because when I think Ryan Day bought a lot of coaches a lot of time last year with that win because the narrative around Ryan Day was similar. Obviously, I was one of the people leading the charge on that, saying he doesn't win the big games. He wins some big games, but not the ones that get you to that next level, not the ones that get you where you want to go. Even if you want to say they won that Clemson game in the playoffs in his first year, right? Was that his first year, 2019? I feel like that's when they beat Clemson, or maybe that was 2021. Either way, they won that game, got to the national championship, lost when it was right there to win.
That was 2020.
Okay, fair enough. You're right. It was the COVID year. But then after that, it was, well, he can't win that game that gets you to that next level. Then last year, he proved that narrative wrong. James Franklin, that's what they are hoping with him at Penn State, is that he will prove that narrative wrong. The other coach I think he owes a lot of the reason why he will not get fired to and why he gets a massive contract extension is Bo Pelini. Because I think a lot of schools around the Big Ten and probably around college football look at what happened in Nebraska when they got rid of 9-3 Bo Pelini because we could win national championships if we didn't have this guy. We could do a little bit better than him. How'd that go for them? It fell off a cliff after him. And I think a lot of schools, Nebraska included, have been hesitant to make big changes because of the fact that ever since they got rid of Bo Pelini, they've never really got back to that. Yeah, they're always like a top 15 team. They win 9-10 games a year. Iowa, I think, has done that with Kirk Ferentz in large part because they're like, that's good enough. We can win 9 or 10 games and be really happy with that. Now we're probably never compete for a national championship. I just feel like that's what you have with James Franklin right now. And I don't blame them for not wanting to go out and swing big because there is a very good chance you mess that up. But if you keep James Franklin, maybe he finds himself in a position like Ryan Day where he finally gets over that hump at some point. But yet again, right now, if you're a Penn State fan, it feels like not this year. It would be hard to believe that given how that game went again, where you had every reason to win that game and you lost. So
Kirby Smart had that same narrative too. And he still can't beat Alabama.
He did add a few national championships to the mix, so I think that's
right.
fair,
But before he won those national championships, it was the same thing that he couldn't win the big game, and then finally he did it, and then he was able to do it somewhat regularly, except for when they play Alabama.
It is funny that Georgia now Kirby Smart has to answer that question when it's like, wow, what is he 1-7 against Bama or something like that? It's like, yeah, but those weren't all against Kalen DeBoer. I think I just want to point out here that like there was another guy coaching the majority of those games that I lost. That's fair. But losing to Kalen DeBoer, yeah, I don't think they feel good about that. We have to have a real conversation about the Browns. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning to you. We are noticing some major delays and slowdowns when it comes to a crash over on the west side. It's happening on 70 eastbound, just past State Route 142, where a left lane is still blocked this morning. Guys, we are down to 16 miles per hour in this area. Really, the traffic is extending all the way to Taylor Blair Road out there. So again, want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy. Maybe leave a little bit earlier if you can, especially taking 70 eastbound heading into the city. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Truck drivers, it's time to take your skills to a company that invests in your safety and comfort. Schneider's newer and well-maintained equipment keeps drivers moving and making money. Our trucks are spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Plus, we offer a huge selection of driving jobs so you can find a job with the home time and schedule you've been looking for. Upgrade to a better driving job today. Search jobs near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Get eco.
Hey, Aaron, I invented a way to make sure people's furnaces are safe.
Do you test high temperature, flame rollout, flame limit, and flame proving?
Yeah, no one wants to set their house on fire.
Do you inspect the heat exchanger?
Yeah, no one wants a house full of carbon monoxide.
We already do all that for just $89.
Yeah, but my price is just $88.
Okay, so $88 will be the new price for a furnace safety check.
Get eco.
I also invented a cool new name for it.
Okay.
I call it the Super Safety Check.
What makes it super?
Well, it costs $1 less, and it has super in the name.
Should I start calling you Super Jerry?
The Super Jerry Super Safety Check. I like it.
Get eco to safety check your furnace.
Or, for $1 less, you can get the Super Jerry Super Safety Check.
Get eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
All credit types are welcome at Capital Ford of Columbus and Whitehall. From perfect scores to starting fresh, we'll get you driving. Shop our huge selection and leave in your new car today. Stop in or visit us online at capitalfordofcolumbus.com.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Fraud in government is a crime, and it robs taxpayer dollars. I'm Ohio Auditor of State Keith Faber, and my job is to catch people that lie, cheat, and steal, report suspicious behavior, and help stop fraud. Learn the red flags, speak up, and protect your tax dollars by calling 1-866-FRAUD-OH.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app. Available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app. Free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state. The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at onnradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Here's a look at the 10 weather impact forecast as we head through your Monday. We're tracking sunshine here today and warm conditions back into the upper 80s here for this afternoon. High around 87, which is running about 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. As we head into tomorrow, tracking more sunshine and a few scattered clouds and a high of around 84 degrees. Now, we do cool back down slightly into the upper 70s here for Wednesday and Thursday, but we're right back into the 80s here by Friday and on into the weekend. And that's your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
The best thing about watching football this weekend, talking football on Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Got a walking wounded here today. Tyvis was came in here. What'd you do to your knee?
I don't know. I woke up yesterday morning at like 4:45 in the morning, and my knee was just killing me.
Huh.
And I was like, that's weird. Like, what happened? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get up and I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to foam roll it. I'm going to just roll it out a little bit. You know, maybe that's just a little stiff, so let's just roll it out. Well, I did that, and it still felt bad. So I have a Normatec. So I was like, well, let me just put one leg in the Normatec. You know, Normatec squeezes and compresses it, and I always feel really good when I get out of the Normatec. And I did that, and I still couldn't walk. So now I'm on Google doing my research because, you know, the internet got all the answers and people don't want to go to the doctor right away. So I said, let me see what it says on Google. And it says that potentially I could have torn my meniscus while I was asleep.
What are you doing in your sleep that you would tear a meniscus?
I don't know. Running to the money. I don't know.
He's still playing in the NFL in his dreams.
Yeah, right. His dreams.
But I seriously do need to go get checked out to find out what's going on. Because, like, my knee is swole a little bit and I can barely walk.
Hopefully you don't have a Malik Neighbors situation. Probably a lot of people that have him in fantasy that are upset this morning.
It'll be really bad because, you know, the tailgate show, I do a lot of moving around. So.
Well, you won't be now.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough conversation to tell them, like, yeah, I think I might have torn my meniscus. So, yeah, I got to go. I need to get looked at.
I just want to point out that I know you're not saying that this is what happened, but if you walk into the doctor's office and say, yeah, I tore my meniscus, and they say, how did you do it? You're going to be like, in bed.
Having sex.
They're gonna presume some things, you know, is all I'm saying. Like, they're going to have questions. Going to have to figure out do you sleepwalk? You get up in the middle of the night and walk around? Has anybody in your family noticed that?
No.
Okay. So I'm just saying, like, they're going to have questions.
I couldn't imagine if I was a sleepwalker. That would be kind of scary.
Oh, yeah, it is.
You'd have to lock the door.
We had that with my middle one. Would sometimes I would be asleep, dead asleep, 2 o'clock in the morning, just out. And I would kind of wake up and feel like there was a presence standing right next to the bed. And I would say, that's just my imagination or a dream. And I would look over and it would be her just like, Dad, hey, I'm awake. And it's like, no, you're not. You're asleep. And
See.
I mean,
this is the difference.
I can't watch scary movies because of this. Because it's like, I would.
That right there.
Karate chopped her
I'm
in the
not
next
gonna
week.
lie to you. That right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wake up and there's a presence next to my bed. I'm swinging on sight. I'm just telling you right now. I swear, I don't watch too many scary movies.
That's what I'm saying.
That's some insidious stuff.
No,
I would think that they possessed.
I couldn't do that. Right. And so that was I had at that time I took her back to the bed, and then she's done it a few times since, but nothing like that where it was just right next, and she was kind of babbling, and I was like, if I watch scary movies, this would be terrible.
This will be a habit that get broken. I would feel like you can't do this because some people go react differently, and it's just not going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'd say? Go to your mother's side. Wake your mother.
Yeah, give her. She's already she carried you around for 9 months and gave birth to you. But yeah,
she a little more
let her deal
cautious.
With this trauma too.
Me, I might swing.
Well, speaking of horror films, the Browns played yesterday, and it was pretty much like watching a slasher flick because it's, you know, the outcome, but you kind of go into it thinking maybe there's a chance it won't be what we think it is.
They sold us a dream. They sold us a dream with the opening.
Not me.
The opening drive they sold a dream.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that opening drive.
Didn't it?
Bang. This is why I get so frustrated with the Browns front office, because that drive is theoretically what they wanted this year. What they wanted was Joe Flacco to come out, be reasonably good, help this defense, which is awesome most of the time. Now, in the third and fourth quarter of these games where suddenly the other team has had the ball a bunch because your offense can't move the football, yeah, sometimes your defense gives up points. But you watch this defense play 9 times out of 10, they're pretty good.
Yesterday, the Browns defense gave up 17 points.
That should be enough to win the NFL.
17 points. They had a pick. Shout out my boy DJ too. They took a pick down to the 5-yard line. They had a strip sack that they took to like the 20, and then they had a punt return go to the house.
Yeah.
So like I think they got a touchdown off of one of them, and a field goal off the other one that they like strip sack or whatever it was. So
they gave up 17 in a normal field position, and then 17 from, well, not
and
even
we missed
17.
the kick, so it would have been 13-17. See, you're talking about a totally different game.
Yeah.
But that's been the thing. Like, this offense has been so bad that they're making the defense look bad.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. And then, listening to the sound out of the locker room yesterday during the post-game show, it's a lot of frustration there. Now, my two takeaways from listening to the guys in the locker room are they still believe in Joe. They lost no faith in Joe.
Okay.
And they're very frustrated with the fact that they're putting the defense in that situation. The fact that the defense is balling like that and nobody else is pulling their weight is really bothering the rest of the team.
Yeah.
To the point where, and you could tell, Miles was frustrated because usually when Miles talk after the game, it's 8 minutes. He talked for 2 or 4, something like that. It was real short.
Yeah, I cut up the Brown sound this morning. Stefanski, Myles Garrett, and Joe Flacco, all really short. I was like, all right, I'm going to get to do this fast.
All the other players, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
They was like, that Jerry's talking, 2 minutes. G New, 4 minutes. Denzel, 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, yeah, they hide.
Well, and this is where I guess I come back to, what was the plan this season going in? The plan that the Browns front office thought was Joe Flacco can keep us in games and the defense can win them for us, right? Hopefully, that was the plan. The issue I have with that is, one, Joe Flacco has not shown that he can do that so far this year. But also, why did you want that to be the plan to begin with? You have the potential. This team needs to rebuild after all the Deshaun Watson stuff. You drafted not one, but 2 rookie quarterbacks, and you're hesitant to play either one of them because I get it. You don't want to ruin them. Maybe you believe Dylan Gabriel can really be a thing.
The ruin them part at this point, I don't understand, because my thing is this. If you put them in the game now and they have a bad game and mentally they just can't get back to that messes them up, then they never was going to be good anyway.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
You're playing with house money with a 3rd and a 5th round pick anyways. You're not expecting them to go out there and just look dominant right away. But what bothers me is you see somebody like Jackson Dart, who had a decent game, wasn't nothing crazy, but they went out there and they sure won the game.
He made plays with his arm and with his feet.
And all I know is the Browns had the number 2 pick. They deemed that he wasn't good enough to be picked, and now we sitting here with a struggling quarterback and all of this stuff. So, yeah, that again is another fault on the fact that they can't evaluate the position as well. And then when you look at just some of the playmakers they got, they've hit on the Quinshon one. Harold Fenton, I think, is good. But Jerry Jeudy is not. He's showing you that he's not a number 1 receiver. I think he had 10. I think Jeff told me he had coming into yesterday's game. He had 10 catches on 21 targets. Yesterday he was targeted 9 times. He caught the ball 3. That's not good. That's not a wide receiver 1. And again, he was very frustrated in the post game interviews, and he should be, because dude, you got paid, you got traded here. They paid you money to be the guy. You had some time last year where you actually looked like the guy, and now this year you can't figure it out. And it's not just the fact that they're missing you; you're dropping the ball. Yeah. That's terrible. And it's not just him; it's a lot of people on that offense. They just don't have no weapons at all.
So, Tyvis, you said you got a sense listening to the players, and I got the same sense too, that they still believe in Joe. And I feel like more than half of the fan base probably think that that's a crazy statement. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's because they see Dylan Gabriel in practice and he's kind of ass?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I've talked to some. Some players have spoken. They said what it is that Dylan Gabriel in practice, it looks like you'll watch him practice and you'll be like, is this dude any good? And then he'll go out in the preseason and play in the game. You oh wow, I didn't expect him to do that. So. He's got to get the practice part down, but I think he's fine. I think at this point, he's manageable. He can go in there and be decent.
We need to see it. Browns fans want to see at least something now, because I'll tell you this: the other problem you have, if you were hoping, we'll have 2 top 5 picks because the Jags are going to suck. Jags are 3-1 right now. I don't know that they're for real. I don't think that's necessarily the case. They're going to get they're going to get the 17th pick or 18th pick or something like that. The top pick in the draft is coming from you, not from them. Yeah. So you need to experiment, do whatever you got to do. Obviously, maybe the best thing is to leave Joe Flacco in there because you're not winning with him. God, maybe that's the reason you don't put Dylan Gabriel in, is because he might actually win you some games and make you too good for a top 3 pick. So that's the Browns have to have that real conversation, though, because Joe Flacco, I don't think, is the answer. Clearly, no one did, but it's time. Make the move.
And I didn't like the fact that Stefanski was talking about, they was asking him, why didn't they help Cornelius Lucas against Aiden Hutchinson? And he was like, we had a plan and the plan didn't work. Clearly. So my problem with the whole thing is where is the in-game adjustment? Okay, it's not working. This is what we pivot to. Why was that not a thing? Like what is going on up there? Like I don't understand it.
Browns always have a plan. Whether it works or not, who cares?
This man's supposed to be this great play caller, is supposed to be this great quarterback whisperer, and either one of them, it looks good right now.
Buckeyes handled Washington. We'll talk about who stood out most from that game next. 2 minutes away. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
A lot more people on the roads right now, and that is causing some major congestion for folks in our southeast corner. Canal, Winchester, and Pickerington. If you are taking 33 westbound, be sure to pack the patience this morning. 12 miles per hour on areas, especially 33 westbound by Gender Road this morning. Thankfully, though, drive times northbound in other parts of the metro looking a lot better. 71 north and 315 north between 670 and 270. No issues out there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hey friends, it's Austin Ward. Covering college football every week shows you how momentum changes everything. That's what Awaken 180 did for me. Once I started, the progress kept building. I feel more confident, more comfortable in my own skin, and I've got energy again. The numbers matter, but the real story is how much better I feel now. If you want that kind of momentum in your life, to do it and then keep the weight off, do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
2nd and 7. Washington gets right on the ball at their own 27. Williams gets the snap. Looks to throw. Looking still. Pressure coming, and he falls down in between Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson, the two defensive ends. He saw them both coming, and he slipped and fell right to the ground.
It should go down as sack number 6 for Ohio State. They came into the ball game with 7 sacks, having a season.
That is, of course, Paul Keels and Jim Lachey on the Ohio State Radio Network. Buckeyes get the job done 24-6, and part of it was defensively. They got after everything Washington was trying to do offensively.
Yeah.
It allows your offense for Ohio State, which we know on the road, young quarterback, Julian saying that whole narrative about the noise in Washington gave them plenty of time to find their footing, right? When you don't give up more than, what they give up, 3 field goals all day? 9 points? Or no, 6 points. It's 6. What am I talking about? 24-6.
They should have been 3 if they would have kicked it, but they threw it, whatever they did.
They faked it.
Yeah.
Or they attempted to.
So who stood out most to you in this game, Tyvis? Who was the number one guy you'd probably go to and point if you had to?
Well, I mean, it's obviously JJ obviously had himself a day on offense, but if you're talking about on the defensive side of the ball, Caden Curry was the guy that stood out the most. I mean, he was in that backfield. He had 5 TFLs and 3 sacks. So, I mean, that's a heck of a game. Him and Caden McDonald both to me, lived in that backfield and made a bunch of plays on that defensive line. And I think that is what allowed them to, allowed that offense to struggle for Washington. Some of the things that was shocking was some of the explosives that they gave up. The one Jonah Coleman long run, I think it was like 34 yards or something like that. He had that long run. And I think, honestly, when I went back and watched that play, I think that, one, I got to give Washington credit. They blocked it up pretty well, but Kenyatta Jackson was trying to he set the edge. The guy went inside, and when he went to disengage, he slipped and fell, and that left that great seam that allowed Jonah Coleman to be able to hit that explosive run like that. But outside of that, I like that Desmond Roebuck kid. He was hitting some nice little bang eights. And they hit them couple of seam routes that I was kind of alarmed with when I think they was in 3. I think they was playing cover 3, and they end up hitting those seam routes, which is a weakness of cover 3 is 4 seams. So just got to be a little bit better with that. Our safeties got to be able to get over there and make them drop the ball on that. It's a tough play. When I was in Seattle, that was a thing that we dealt with Seattle and San Fran. We played a lot of one high, and when you're a one high safety team, everybody likes to run seam routes, and you got to be able to get hash to hash and make those plays, and our safeties got to do a little bit better with that. But outside of that, that was the only couple of things. I think that is little things that they can fix.
Oh, but we're talking about going on the road to an environment that at times the way they
it was 24-6, so it's not like it was detrimental. I can see it becoming a problem. Again, I like to get on things early.
Sure.
I can see it becoming a problem, but right now there's not if this is Oregon, that could be a problem.
Yeah, of course. But this is what I like about the way the schedule sets up is as you go through it, you had your initial big hyped up, we have to defend this house game with Texas. Then you ease into the rest of it with, all right, now we get almost like a nothing game with Grambling, sad to say, right? They're just not on the same level as far as talent that's being brought in by that school. Ohio is a step up from that. And now you go get a bye week and then go out on the road and actually face a tough environment. I think it is amazing what Ohio State's been able to do defensively, given that they lost so much from the defensive side of the ball, given that you lost your defensive coordinator in the offseason, which I don't think anybody has any love loss for Jim Knowles now, but just looking at how that defense played last year and the year before, obviously last year was a national championship winning defense.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting about Ryan Day. I saw this note from Ohio State. Ryan Day's head coaching record is now 74-10 with a winning percentage of .881.
It's got to be the highest in.
It's the best among all active head coaches.
Is it the best in Ohio State history?
I feel like I'm going to guess it probably. It's got to be up there, right? I mean, 74-10. Now, here's what's interesting. If they beat Minnesota this week, his winning percentage would be .882, which would top even Newt Rockney's all-time winning percentage, which is .881. He's tied with it right now. Difference is NCAA, Tony Gerdeman, I saw, pointed this out. NCAA doesn't recognize you for all-time winning percentage until you have at least 10 years as a head coach. This is his 7th season, right? So it's going to take a little bit more time before they will acknowledge him. But if he keeps going at this pace, what I'm saying is he is at an all-time level clip with wins. So we could talk about parts of the schedule being down, parts of the Big Ten, but it's games like this Washington game where a lot of people were circling it and saying this is a trap game or this could be sneaky bad for Ohio State. The stadium's loud. Like we talked about throughout the week, how that kind of built that narrative of Ohio State's only favored not even by a touchdown, barely.
That was Dylan.
Well, but then what did we say? We said
just kept it's going down. It's going down. It started at 13. I'm just
looking at the line.
It's not like I bet on Washington. I was just making an observation.
But here's what I know is that when you lose all the talent you lost last year, you lose your starting quarterback, you lose a bunch of offensive talent, both your starting running backs, you lose a bunch on the defensive line, you lose a bunch just throughout that defense, a team that won the national championship, and you come out now, there is an argument to be made that this Ohio State team looks stronger than last year's team right now. Well, they look as tough as any. Is there a better team in college football playing right now?
Clearly not. They're number one.
No, but I know that. But sometimes the rankings can be, that's because they just are getting the hype.
The only team you can argue is Oregon.
Yeah,
that's it.
Right. Maybe
that's going to make
Miami?
them a banger of a Big Ten championship.
Let's get there. Let's just. I'm with you.
I'm ready to get back to Indy. I'm tired. You know how hard it is to do the tailgate show and not have the Buckeyes. I've been doing this show for 3 years, and I haven't yet to do it when Ohio State is actually playing it. It bothers me a lot.
I don't know if anybody. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't pick up on this. Why would you? But when we went out to the OSU fall camp and we knew, okay, today's the day we're going to interview Ryan Day, I made a choice with my headgear. I wore my Indianapolis 500 hat. I just wanted subliminally Indianapolis to be in that man's mind. I know it's in the front of his mind, but I needed subliminally to be there of like, let's go back to Indy. Let's win this race. Let's get there.
Ohio State versus Oregon would be a banger of a Big Ten championship.
Yes,
game.
but I'm saying, like, to Ryan Day's credit, and as much as I've bagged on him as much as anyone over the last few years, but obviously what he did last year stands up. Now you have a team that looks, I mean, they've not had a game where they've given up double-digit points, and they played Texas and Washington. Like,
it just goes.
I mean, that's
a credit. You got to credit them over there at the Woody, because every time we as fans is nervous, like, man, we losing a lot. They do a great job of reloading. Like, it ain't a rebuild, it's a reload. They always got somebody else that's willing to step up, and I credit Coach Mick and his staff on that offseason program. He gets those guys ready to go. And, you know, the motto and the mantra of this offseason was, we didn't do anything. The guys that won it all is gone. This is a whole new year. Y'all ain't win nothing with that national championship. And they took it to heart. You know, there's a bunch of guys. I think even Caden Curry said something about, we just got a bunch of no-name guys on the D-line that's just trying to make plays or something like that, because there is no JTT, there's no Jack Sawyer. Like, there's just a group of guys that's hungry and that's flying under the radar, but is becoming very productive. And that's what you have amongst that entire team. Don't get me wrong, you got some guys, you got Caleb Downs and the Jeremiah Smiths and all that, but you also got a bunch of guys that's trying to make a name for themselves, and they're doing a really good job of accepting that challenge.
Even things like offensively, I was frustrated in the first half of this game where I'm like, could we maybe not have 3 tight ends out there? When you have, how about we just rip it to the 2 best wide receivers in college football? Let's see if that works. And,
I think that
they started doing that.
It's one of those things that I feel like they come out and they like, we're trying to establish and work on something else. We know that in the end of the day, if we need to, we got Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate in our back pocket.
And I still think that's part of Ryan Day and Brian Hartline figuring this whole play calling thing out and how that's all working, whatever that dynamic is. Obviously, Brian Hartline is supposed to be calling the plays. He is the guy, right? He was up in the booth, all that stuff. The reality is, I'm saying you now have to figure this out, because you lost your coordinator from last year. He's back in the NFL in Chip Kelly. Mm-hmm. So you have to work this out, and they have time. They have the perfect schedule where this defense is great. Matt Patricia deserves a lot of credit for that too, right? Of being able to make this defense something you can trust so the offense can work it out with a younger quarterback, with a new play caller, all those things. This is about the perfect scenario you could have. And then they go out on the road, and they played around with Washington for a half and said, okay, now it's time to do what we know how to do. And they executed, got it done. So I'm not very worried about this team at all this year. And obviously we know the tests that are still coming up right now. You know, November 1st is sitting there with the Penn State game. That will be a good game.
Is it?
No,
it'll be
a good game until the fourth quarter when James Franklin and Drew Aller become who they are, and Ohio State turns it on and finishes them off.
I don't.
Actually, you know what? It might be a blowout, because then you've got the whole Jim Knowles thing too, where Ryan Day's you're getting everything that we have.
In the same breath, he gonna be going for it too.
I know.
It's not like his defense isn't good. He calls some really good defense.
Could you imagine deciding I'd rather hitch my wagon to James Franklin than Ryan Day now, looking back on all that? Like, what a call. What a decision. Not what I would have made.
Maybe he's waiting in the wings for a couple of years when James Franklin buyout goes down a little bit more.
Oh,
he's sitting there with his dream job.
He going to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, that's the next thing. They're going to, they could look at that. I don't know if they can afford him, but for sure, that's got to be on the table. All right, Overachiever of the Week coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Monday. Well, another reminder for folks who live over on the west side. You can expect some delays out there because of a crash still happening this morning. It's just north of West Jefferson. It's at 70 eastbound direction, just past State Route 142, where a left lane was blocked in that area. Still, the shoulder, the median out there, still pretty restricted. Cop cars still on scene this morning, as well as a tow truck. As I mentioned, though, pretty slow moving, 10 miles per hour, 70 eastbound as you're approaching the city this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today we're in my showroom so you can hear how our windows keep sound out.
It's pretty loud in here, Wilson.
Well, Leslie, that's because the window's open. But if you close it like so, well, it's kind of good to let in a little nature.
I think nature just honked at us, Wilson. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hey guys, it's D. Miller. Synergetics and Low T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. They provide you with the most medically driven, results-focused, and winning approach to restoring the quality of patients' lives through hormone care. If you notice that you're getting older, more tired, not motivated to do anything, it's not just aging. It's a physical and mental change to your body. Testosterone can help. Real patients tell us every day that they got their energy back and doing better than ever. It all starts with a quick test at the center. The on-site labs make it easy to get results in about 20 minutes. If you want at-home treatment, they'll educate you on everything you need to know to treat yourself at home. For a limited time, visit any Synergetics or Low T Center for a free hormone consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win either autographed sports memorabilia or maybe a pair of tickets to a major sporting event in town. Restore your energy like a pro with Synergetics and Low T Center. Book your appointment now at trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Oven-baked French toast, hot melty cheese, and meat, and meat, and meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast sandwich, piled with bacon, sausage, and Canadian bacon. United Dairy Farmers, mornings made for you.
Parents, are your teens good with money?
No.
Switch to Huntington Bank and let's teach them. They get their own card, which they can add to their digital wallet, and you can monitor and set spending limits. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
You know me, when it comes to big moments like popping the question, I always say, I've got a guy. That guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Right now, it's our fall bridal sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. Engagement rings, wedding bands, wedding jewelry. We've got it all.
If you want sparkle, you want quality, and you want to save big, trust me, I've got a guy.
That's me. Come see us at Worthington Jewelers.
Worthington Jewelers,
where Columbus gets engaged.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know, it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
2 men with 5 combined offspring. None of them have penises. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
My friends at Window Nation have a tremendous deal going on for you this month. You can buy 2 windows from Window Nation, get 2 for free, plus get an extra 10% off. So 2 windows free when you buy 2, 10% off the 2 you're buying, then no interest for 2 years. So you're getting a bunch of deals all wrapped together in one. This is like a smorgasbord of deals, a buffet of deals. But you don't have to select. You get it all, as much as you want. That's awesome. Window Nation knows replacing your windows one of the best things you can do to help with the energy efficiency of your home. That's why they make their windows top quality with a 50-point inspection before they leave the factory. They have over 45,000 5-star reviews, and most of their window jobs can be done in one day. Their installation crews have on average, 15 years of experience when they come to your house. So go check them out today. WindowNation.com. That's where you want to go. The sale ends September 30th, so take advantage of it now. 2 windows, buy 2 of them, get 2 free, plus 10% off, no interest, no payments for 2 years. WindowNation.com. Check it out today. Tyvis, There was a lot of football over the weekend.
Yes.
Some baseball over the weekend.
Yes.
Some Ryder Cup over the weekend. Who had the best weekend, though? That's what we're going to try to answer.
And now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our Overachiever of the Week.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right. I have got one for you here. The Rams got it done over the Colts. I said I wouldn't believe in the Colts until they beat the Rams, so I don't have to believe in them. However, they actually the Colts played a pretty good game. And they had someone on the opposite side of this who did not have a good game, who was terrible. But let's talk about a positive. Rams, Puka Nacua. We know he's good. We knew he's good. He's been good, but you want the production to be there. How about this? He had 170 yards on 13 catches, plus a touchdown. He is a receptions machine. Obviously, you play fantasy football. You know that.
Yes, I do.
You want him on your team.
I sure have him.
But there you go.
I sure have. I think he had like 39 fantasy points yesterday.
He went off.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to have for my Overachiever of the week. Do you have one, Tyvis?
I have two Overachievers of the week.
Go ahead.
One, I got to split it.
Okay.
I got CJ Carr and / Jeremiah Love. CJ Carr was the guy that at the beginning of this season I said, he's going to be good, but it's going to take some time.
Notre Dame quarterback, for those not tracking it, yeah.
Well, he seems like he's starting to step into his own. 22 for 30, 354 yards, 4 touchdowns. But Jeremiah Love, 4 touchdowns by himself, 2 receiving and 2 rushing.
Oh, it was everywhere.
So I see why people want to say he is the best running back in the country when he plays like that. And
those people have not watched Ahmad Hardy in Missouri, but I digress. Go ahead. That's my guy.
Here you go. And then lastly, we would be remiss if we did not give the Overachiever to the Cleveland Guardians for completing the biggest comeback to win the division in the history of MLB.
Yeah. Obviously, yesterday they had already clinched a postseason spot, and the Tigers had lost. So they were already going to be the division champs, but they still went out
and hit a walk-off.
Fought it to the 10th inning and got the win over the Rangers. As they deserved that. They deserved to have that moment, and they celebrated accordingly. Dylan, who's your Overachiever?
Well, going back to Tyvis's first one, I hate that you bring up Notre Dame because I only had 2 misses over the weekend gambling, and one of them was Arkansas. They wouldn't have covered any spread in the history of football. I don't know what the final score of that was, but they lost by a lot. Sam Pittman got fired afterwards, and we live in an alternate reality where Bobby Petrino's the head coach of Arkansas again. When he was, crashing his motorcycle with his mistress, I never thought that this would be the case, but here we are. Bobby Petrino back at Arkansas. But my underachiever is Kenneth Gainwell, who had to start at running back for the Steelers after Jaylen Warren was ruled out the morning of it. All indications was that Jaylen Warren was going to play, and he did nothing but have 19 carries for 99 yards and 6 catches for 35 yards in a Steelers victory over the Vikings. And Bone, I know you're not high on the Steelers, but
No. Let's be clear. I wasn't high on the Steelers. Now I'm sickened to my core about this Steelers team because I look around, I see the Ravens just lose. Not that I'm rooting for the Ravens, but they lose again. Lamar Jackson's hurt with the hamstring. So who knows what they're going to be like the next few weeks, but they are now 1-3. Am I wrong? Right? They lose to the Chiefs.
Ravens, yeah.
You have the Browns, who are the Browns. Bengals have no Joe Burrow. And then now they play tonight. Maybe they'll show us a little something in Denver. That would be nice. But what I know is if you're someone like me who is sick of watching the Steelers always get their flowers and always be lauded for how great they are, they could go out and win this stupid division. They have the best record now. Obviously, it's early. Aaron Rodgers hasn't gone on an ayahuasca trip yet, so maybe there's hope that won't happen. But as a Browns fan who just knows that my team's not going to do it, I would like to see someone else knock off the Steelers. I don't want to see the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers win this division. So
the Steelers play the Browns and the Bengals their next 2 games. They're probably going to have 2 division wins under their belt to start their division, and they'll be 5-1. I think we need to start referring to the Steelers as the 2025 AFC North champions already.
Oh, trust me.
Just give it, crown them.
I'm going to text all my Steelers
shirts,
friends.
as Matty Ice would say.
You want to crown them? Crown them.
Yeah, print the shirts.
I'm going to go see Jen Winters, Cole Bartemus, TLC, who produces Rothman and Ice.
Well, TLC didn't want Aaron Rodgers. No, he was wrong.
Well, neither did Jen. But I'm going to text both of them and say, congrats on winning the division. I'm going to try to early jinx them and see if that works, because I'm pulling out all the stops here because I can't have that happen. Now, you brought up Arkansas. Sam Pittman gets fired because they lost, by the way, 56-13 to Notre Dame. Jeez. This was at home, and it was, what, a 6-point spread? There were a lot of people picking this as like a possible upset.
It went down to like 4.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it was viewed as like Arkansas could really be sneaky and tricky, and then Notre Dame just destroyed them. Every facet of it just was, they were annihilated, right? So now we saw this in the preseason. Bobby Petrino, offensive coordinator, now assumes the head coaching role on an interim basis. And I want to remind people of when he was there, like you said, he had a motorcycle accident. And it found out in that thing, when that happened, there was a girl on the back of the motorcycle. He was dating her. None but known to his wife or anybody else. And the school, he had hired her to be on the staff. That's not what I meant, but fine. Anyway, she was there. And so when they thought about firing him, this led to one of the greatest interviews I've ever heard. This is just an Arkansas fan, we don't know her name, being interviewed by the local news. When they asked her, what should they do about Bobby Petrino? Should they bring him back? This is what she said.
Everybody does things they wish they hadn't done. We need to forgive him. He apologized. It's time to move on. We need to accept his apology and help move forward and let him live. Great. He's a Razorback, and we want him to stay a Razorback.
That piece of audio,
let him live.
That has we have played that audio ever since I've been here.
Let him live. She
is an all-timer. She also gave us this one.
Oh, Bobby.
Where she just you know what she wanted to be doing with Bobby Petrino. She was on the back of that motorcycle
having sex.
Come back. We're going to talk about the greatest play I have ever seen. It happened in college football over the weekend. Tyvis, I don't even know we haven't even talked about this play yet. I'm going to describe for you a play that I want to see a team build an offense around. We will talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
We are noticing a new crash out there. This one happening downtown just south of Linden and south of the fairgrounds. 2 center lanes are currently blocked on I-71 north at 11th Avenue because of this crash. The road's pretty restricted this morning. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy, being cautious on the roads. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, red, green, or black seedless grapes are on sale for only $1.77 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
When you're building a nursery school, elementary school, charter school, high school, vocational school, or jiu-jitsu school, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and most rental locations in Columbus, you can count on us to get you the right equipment at the right price right now. No matter what you got going in or going up. All powered by people. For equipment know-how, support, transport, and training. No wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Good morning, Columbus. It's going to be a good day, and it's going to be big. With the biggest morning news team in Central Ohio, Good Day Columbus. The biggest news, weather, and traffic in town every day. Bringing you over 5 hours of breaking news, live reports, and continuing coverage, and stories that'll make you smile. First Warning Weather gets you ready for the day ahead, and Steer Clear Team Traffic will get you to work on time. Good Day Columbus, weekday mornings on ABC 6. It's going to be a good day.
Hello, it's Robin Roberts here.
Hey guys, it's George Stephanopoulos here.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Strahan here. Wake up with Good Morning America.
Robin, George, Michael, GMA, America's favorite #1 morning show. The morning's first breaking news, exclusive interviews, what everyone will be talking about that day. Put some good in your morning and start your day with GMA.
Good Morning America.
Tuesday morning starting at 7 on ABC 6.
Hey friends, Beamer here. And a bye week, it's about getting your energy back, and that's exactly what Awaken 180 gave me. I don't drag through mornings anymore. I'm not dreading the stairs or a long day. I feel lighter, sharper, and actually in control. Yeah, I dropped a lot of weight, but what actually matters is how different my life feels now. If you're ready for your own reset, take this bye week to get you there with Awaken 180. Start today online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates, attorneys who care.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
The #1 problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED and low T can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 614-300-7400. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at columbusmensclinic.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, low T, Peyronie's, size, and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic workouts and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 614-300-7400 or book in 30 seconds or less at columbusmensclinic.com. Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Dormar, you're kind of hero. When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians needed either a win or a Detroit Tigers loss to do the improbable and clinch the AL Central Division title, and yesterday they got both. The Tigers lost 4-3 to the Red Sox in Boston, and the Guards had a comeback win in extra innings, capped off by a Brian Rocchio walk-off home run to send Cleveland fans home happy with a 10-9 victory. The Guardians will start their postseason tomorrow at home against the Tigers. The Cincinnati Reds also clinched a playoff berth. They held on and clinched the final wildcard spot over the New York Mets. The Redlegs start their playoff journey against the Los Angeles Dodgers tomorrow. And in football news, the Buckeyes went up to Washington Saturday and beat the Huskies 24-6, while the Browns lost to the Lions in Detroit 34-10. This update is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences, tickets, sideline passes, and trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
8:30, we'll talk to a guy who is neither bald nor fat. He is Joshua Perry. He will join us to talk Buckeyes college football. He works for NBC. Doing a good job. I was watching the pregame, the Penn State Oregon game.
He doing all right.
My wife was like, "Oh, that's Joshua Perry. You guys talk to him." And I was like, yeah, we get guests. We do things. I work at a real radio station. I know you're not impressed with that. He's your neighbor that you see all the time. But yeah, she was like, "Oh, he's on TV." I'm like, "Yes, honey, he's been on TV. This is what he does."
He do a decent job. You know who else does a decent job on TV?
Some guy named Tyvis Powell.
No, I wasn't going to go there, actually. I mean, he's flawless.
That's good because I was lying.
He's flawless. No, I wasn't talking about him. I was actually talking about my son, whose birthday it happens to be. I wanted to say special happy birthday to my son, Cardale Jones, 33 years ago. I just remember, the doctor handed him to me, and I remember looking at him and saying, you know what? This kid is destined for greatness. Now, he grew up and did nothing that I thought that he was going to do. But I still love him anyways.
That's nice. Nice birthday wishes. What did you can you tell people what you texted him for his birthday? Because it's 33?
Yeah. So 33 is a significant age for religious people because OJC.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. 33 was
left out of here at 33.
I mean, there was a little bit more to it, but yes, you're right.
The rap community, Pimp C died at 33.
Sure.
Nipsey Hussle left at 33.
My guy.
And I told him, you going to be next on the list if you keep messing with me.
Spoken like a true dad. That's right. I'm old now, but I can still bust your ass. That's right. There you go. Well, happy birthday to 12 gauge Cardale Jones. Let him live. Seriously, because I don't want him to get into a fight with you, apparently. So we got to talk about the greatest play I think that's ever happened in college football. In my mind, it's up there with any of the other plays that you could probably put there. Alabama playing Georgia on the road. Bama's trying to win this game. Ends up being, 24-21? That Bama gets the job done. They win this game. Beautiful win for them. All of that. But they ran a play with Caden Proctor, who, if you remember your recruiting or you're aware of college football, you know that Caden Proctor is a guy who is a left tackle, huge mang. He is like 6'7". What is he? 6'7", 366 is what he's listed at.
6'7"?
6'7", as my kids would say. God. By the way, cousins were over yesterday, so my kids, my niece and nephew were over. It was nonstop for 4 hours, just 6'7", all throughout the house. Just anyone would even say how long is that going to take? 5 or 6 minutes? They'd be like 5, 6, 6, 7. And I'm just like, okay, kids, we got it. We do understand, yes, but and if you don't know what that is, count your blessings.
Yes,
lucky you. All right, so anyway, he's 6'7" and 366 pounds. This was in the second, this is right before halftime.
They roll.
Bama's up 17-14, 40 seconds to go. They split him out wide in a formation that screams wide receiver screen.
Yes.
They're going to throw it out to the far, sideline, and there's 2 or 3 wide receivers out there ready to block for him. Except it's not a running back or a wide receiver. It is Caden Proctor, 6'7", 366. They toss it to him, and what I can only tell you is if you haven't watched this play, it is 4 seconds of pure, unrelenting joy.
They shouldn't have did that.
Are you kidding me? They should do it 3 times a game.
No, I hate stuff like this because you know that it's gonna be. You know how hard that is to try to get this big dude down.
That's the point. So then what ensues? And I have to take a screenshot and we have to tweet it out because there's a part where when you see this, you see a fully a guy that big up against defensive backs who are out there okay, I guess we got to do this. It looks like an adult walking into a junior high game and just trucking people. Now, he doesn't get to the end zone. They were at the 14, 13-yard line. He gets all the way down to the 2.
Yeah.
But they literally had 7 guys tackle him.
This is a dangerous play. This is you know why you shouldn't do this?
Why?
Because every DB is going to throw themselves at his leg, and potentially he'll blow his knee out doing something like this. And now you're talking about your starting left tackle is hurt because you wanted to be cute and be funny.
But that's, you know what? That is
everybody,
reasonable.
Ain't nobody hitting him up high. It's definitely everybody throwing themselves at his legs and his knees.
Well, what I'm telling you is
you're just scared and jealous because you wouldn't want to see this locomotive coming at you,
dude.
I ain't turning it down. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell you I'd make the tackle, but I'm sure throwing it in there and I'm gonna hold a leg. Y'all better hurry up.
Well,
y'all better hurry up. I'm gonna hold this leg as long as I can. Please help me. Help me! Help!
You brought up months ago on this show. You brought up one of the best ideas I've ever heard, which is not Pros versus Joes, which we had
Pros
a TV show.
Trolls.
Yes, where internet trolls have to go try to do things against pro athletes. And I think what would be hilarious, and it's probably what it would look like, is if this play with Caden Proctor versus the Georgia defense is probably what it would look like if you said, here's an elite NFL like tight end, and then here's a bunch of regular guys who think he sucks, and then they're going to try to tackle him on the way in. And that's probably what it would look like. He would just truck all these guys. Like, it would probably take 5 or 6 people to bring him down. This, I wish, to your point, this is what you need to do with backup, like left tackles, guys that you're like, this guy can't play, but he can run over
it's
people.
It's not like these linemen are athletic. First, the hardest part is getting them to catch the ball.
Okay, and he did.
No, I'm saying he did, but you talk about the backup left tackle. You don't know what they get. You don't know what their capabilities is.
If you've ever been to a fan event and we throw you one of those mini footballs, like how that looks in your hand is how the actual football looks in Caden Proctor's hand when he catches it. It looks like he's got a child's toy and he's now going to run over toddlers because that's what he basically did. Didn't get to the end zone, but
first of all, he ran into his own teammate.
Yeah,
as far because the guy was blocking.
He was in the way. All he saw were sacks of meat that were ahead of him, and he needed to knock those sacks of meat out of the way.
The one dude threw himself at his legs and missed completely, and then he just ran out of space.
Okay, because he was on the sidelines. He can't tiptoe it in, but I'm telling you right
run
this
now,
play again.
This is you asking for your knee to get blown out. I'm telling you.
Speaking of asking for trouble, did you see that Virginia field storming?
Oh
my.
They're
getting, listen.
They was on the field so fast. The dude didn't even get up off the ground.
That's because they were already on the field during that last play. They were just literally standing there.
I wouldn't say that. As soon as the dude picked the ball off and his body touched the ground, they was on the field. It was ridiculous.
If you didn't see it, number 8 Florida State lost to Virginia in overtime, 46-38. So they had to go. Florida State? They had a 4th and 12. If they don't convert, it's over. Right? If they don't score a touchdown, it's over essentially, or convert a first down. They throw to the end zone, ball gets intercepted, game is over. And like you said, the minute the guy's body covers the ball and hits the ground, every fan in the student section was not jumping over they were already on the field, on the sidelines, just waiting. And I've never seen it like that. I've never seen it like that. If you picture like Black Friday at a Walmart, that's what this looked like. It was just chaos.
If I was the dude from Florida State, I would be so sorry. They looked like they ran over him.
Oh, they looked like they ran over their own players.
On the ground. Like they ran him over.
Virginia's 4-1, by the way. They feel good. They're undefeated in the ACC.
I don't like. Maybe this is me becoming an old man, but that Virginia, that field storming, the whole situation shouldn't be allowed.
Oh, no. Listen, they're getting triple fined for this. They're not getting the normal fine. They're getting like a triple fine for this. But
Dylan, did you see the fan run past Tommy and flick him up?
Yes, I did.
And that was cool. Tommy Castellanos got fan goes running by him with like double birds, just like, it's like for those who are old enough to remember Cornholio, like running through the hallways.
I am so blessed to be to never have been a part of an opposing team's field storm.
No, but Dylan, I'm with you. It was crazy to watch. It is hilarious to see it. And there's also a part of me that's like, well, thank God they all wear like pads and stuff because they could have been
still
trampled.
Had his helmet on. Thank God.
Yeah, like that's. I mean, and at some point, if a player ran through that and was like, sorry, and just did a Caden Proctor to get out of that, I don't really blame them, which is why they don't. That's why they're fining these schools that do it, because they know some player who just lost one of the biggest games of their life is probably going to do that. It has done it. It has happened before where guys have been punched and stuff. You don't want a bad situation to occur because the player feels like unsafe, but
I can't stop watching.
The visual is unbelievably good.
Also, that touchdown that Florida State that they reviewed, that was a touchdown.
Oh, was it?
Period.
Oh, yeah.
They overturned it.
Sorry, I thought you meant this interception.
No. Before
you're
that,
right.
It shouldn't have even came down to that.
You're right. Could be still playing football if that had happened, but we'll never know.
Still be in overtime.
We'll still be overtime. We'll never know. One NFL player gave the most honest assessment of his play that I have ever heard from an NFL player after a game. You will hear that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good Monday morning to you. Noticing some major backups when it comes to a crash downtown. It's happening on 71 northbound just south of Fairgrounds at 11th Avenue, where a right lane is currently blocked this morning. We are down to single digits, folks, when it comes to travel times, 8 miles per hour. And the backup's really extending not just 71 and 670, that intersection, but by 71 and 70 this morning, way south of our metro here. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy on the roads, being cautious, and more importantly, being safe. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know right now, the time we are in, that is the best time of year to buy new windows? Yeah, whether you have old drafty windows or the cheap ones that came with your house, September is the perfect month to protect your home against cold, snowy weather. And let's be honest, it's going to get hot later next year anyway, so you want it for then too. Year-round savings with energy-efficient windows from Window Nation, that's one of the best offers they have. But now this month, they have an even better offer. Buy 2 replacement windows, get 2 for free. Plus, you won't pay any interest, monthly payments, or down payment for 2 years. And if you're a Buckeye fan, you've got another reason to buy, because Window Nation will give you 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game if you purchase a whole home full of windows. Trusted company, a reasonable price. Go Bucks. It's all there. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest, no payments until 2027. WindowNation.com or 866-90-NATION to get your free quote today. That's 866-90-NATION or WindowNation.com. Go Bucks.
Your game day headquarters is here at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus, the only place to watch and win. Catch every play on more than 30 TVs and over 50 feet of video wall. Score tickets, signed professional and college sports memorabilia, and Penn Cash prizes. Join the watch parties for every home team game with a tailgate buffet and bucket specials. Plus, get official game day swag with every table reservation. Game day lives here, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Did you want information on the Ohio Lottery's Rolling Cash 5? Okay, Rolling Cash 5 is a daily draw game where you select 5 numbers from 1 to 39 and win by matching 2, 3, 4, or 5 numbers. Jackpots start at $100,000 and grow until someone wins. You can learn more at ohiolottery.com or the Ohio Lottery app. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly. Want to go back to the radio? Okay.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Wake up and laugh with the Bob and Tom Show on the Fan 2.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
It says here they've won 5 Marconi Awards. I can't even spell Marconi. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Bob and Tom Show. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Here's a look at the 10 weather impact forecast as we head through your Monday. We're tracking sunshine here today and warm conditions back into the upper 80s here for this afternoon. High around 87, which is running about 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. As we head into tomorrow, tracking more sunshine and a few scattered clouds and a high of around 84 degrees. Now, we do cool back down slightly into the upper 70s here for Wednesday and Thursday, but we're right back into the 80s here by Friday and on into the weekend. And that's your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
What's the point of watching football all weekend if you can't overanalyze it?
Reaction Monday is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. One of these men was prom king. It was T-Bone. I swear to God, you think I'm lying, don't you? But I'm serious. He didn't always look like this, okay? Here's the prom king and Tyvis.
Another summer over, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower. Your workouts aren't as productive. Perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. If you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. It starts in your early to mid-30s. Guys lose 2 to 3% of their testosterone production every year. It happens gradually, and before you know it, you just don't feel the same person you were when you were in your 20s. If you have decrease in libido, you're putting on weight, you're less productive at the gym, you have poor sleep patterns, or you're sad or depressed, then you need to go to tristatemenshealth.com right now and take their low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz with yes or no answers. It takes literally 2 minutes to finish. You can schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health. They will do your lab work and have your results within 30 minutes. A licensed medical provider will review your results with you and discuss your options, and you will make the decision together with the medical team. Cost of the appointment is $99, which includes a medical consult, T and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatments the day of your appointment, your visit is free. There are 6 locations located right here in Columbus. 6 of them located in Ohio, 2 of them located in Columbus. One is in Hilliard, the other one's in Westerville. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Our guy Joshua Perry will jump on with us coming up at 8:30. We will do the breakdown. We'll get all the news and notes from the weekend of college football. We will talk a lot of Buckeyes with him. Buckeyes get the job done, winning the game 24-6 up in Washington. Buckeye Roundtable tonight. Skip Mossick, Jim Lachey, and, of course, Paul Keels. I don't know who the guest is tonight, but they'll be on from 6 to 8 p.m. Right after that, it's Bengals at Broncos right here on the Fan. Coverage starts at 8 for that. So we got a full night of Buckeyes and football for you after, of course, all the shows where we're going to be talking a lot of football all day long on a Reaction Monday. Cam Ward had a reaction. Titans quarterback, first overall pick, the NFL draft. If you didn't see the game, Tyvis, did it go well for the Titans yesterday?
No, it did not.
They lost 26-0 to the Texans, who had previously been winless before this game. Now the Texans are 1-3, and the Titans are 0-4. So Cam Ward was asked how he feels the team is doing and what he thinks could be better. And this was his response to a reporter in the postgame.
I mean, if we keeping the buck right now, we ass. So we 0-4. We have, this point, we got nothing to lose. We dropped a quarter of our games, and we've yet to do anything. So we have to lock in.
A little Chet Holmgren there, right? Got to get it done.
All right, let me lock in.
All I know is when a guy walks in and says, "We ass," and that's like a direct quote, not a implied. That is direct from him. Solid assessment because they are bad. He was 10 for 26 with 108 yards, no touchdowns, a pick. But, I mean, that didn't even really tell the story. They were non-competitive in this football game.
Well, they've been non-competitive in a lot of football games this season. I mean, they lost to the Colts by 20. They lost to the Rams by 14. Their closest game was their first game against the Broncos, 20-12. So, yeah, they've been struggling. And, you know, when you watch some of his performances, you know, he's still trying to they still have to coach him out of some of the things he's doing. He still holds the ball a little bit long, but he doesn't have any playmakers. And their offensive line is not good either. And that's just a recipe for disaster when you look at the Tennessee Titans. I know Brian Callahan just got there a year ago, but he better find some wins. This thing get bad like that. Like, I don't know how there was no improvement from year 1 to year 2. Like, it's going to be hard to sell that.
Yeah, and Callahan looks like he wants to fight people in the press conference because the reporters are asking him questions about, like, do you think your team is tough? Do you think they're resilient? You lost 26-0, and he's like, I gotta compose myself. I don't want to say. I'm not going to answer that question. Like, he's getting all worked up, and it's like, you're 0-4, man. Well, the team looks bad.
If he gets fired, Browns fans will be happy because that means Bill Callahan will be free again, and he can come back to Cleveland, coach the offensive line.
Fine, because whatever.
They haven't been the same since he left.
Because we're not going to fire the head coach. We're not going to actually get a quarterback who can win. No, we're just going to keep bringing back guys who, in the heyday of the Browns, right, when they were barely making the playoffs, yes, but that would be an improvement over where they're at now.
They need an offensive line. I mean,
they need a lot. This is why I keep, the defense. They built the defense and forgot the offensive line completely.
I was never a fan of it because you ranked 32nd in the offense last year, and your first 2 picks was defensive players. I would never understand it.
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Understand that part.
Tyvis, that's because you're not the smartest guy in the room. Andrew Berry is. Kevin Stefanski's right there with him. And in my mind, that's part of the problem, is those guys don't see any problem with what they're doing.
I would have taken Emeka Ibuka.
That would have been great. Did he have a big game yesterday? Did he score a touchdown?
He looked like I want to say he's leading offensive rookie of the year race.
Oh, he should be. He's having a tremendous year so
here,
far.
bailing Baker Mayfield out the whole season.
You're a guy. By the way, hey, he almost engineered a comeback.
No, he
there.
did not.
Yeah, almost.
It looked close. The game was not as close as the final score indicated. He had 2 good throws the whole game, and the rest of the time he was terrible.
Eagles win that game 31-25 over the Bucks. But yeah, the Eagles are 4-0. Buccaneers get their first loss. That was at home. Nice win for the Eagles to do that. Another game that we talked about in the NFC, at least for one of the NFC teams, there's NFC-AFC matchup. The Rams have looked good to start the season off. They played the Colts, who were undefeated. And I said, if the Colts could go and beat the Rams out in L.A., I will give them a little bit more credit. I don't believe the Colts are for real. I think they'll be good. Like, they may even be a playoff team. But this idea that they're like, oh, my gosh, this is for real. I don't believe yet in Daniel Jones. However, they lose this game 27-20, the Colts did to the Rams. But I'm going to actually say the Colts were better in this game than I thought they would be. And were it not for 1, but 2 boneheaded plays by, what's dude's name? Adonai Mitchell?
Adonai Mitchell.
So he takes a ball to the house, right?
Made a great play. Caught it, spent off the guy.
Right.
Took it to the crib and tried to hold that ball up just a tad bit too early. And he lost. Oh, you know what? I meant to look up his hand size. He has small hands.
He must have, because he dropped as he's running to the end zone. It's like, it wasn't even like he was trying to drop it like a lot of guys do before they get to the end zone. This was one where he tried to switch it to the other hand, or I don't know if he tried to hold it up or something, and it just fell out of his hand.
He has 9-inch hands. He has small hands.
Tiny hands.
Kenny Pickett hands.
He has small hands.
Tiny hands.
That's what happened. He tried to hold it up, and his hand is small.
Right.
So it fell out his hand.
Exactly. It was like a child trying to hold up like an oil drum. It just didn't make sense. It wouldn't work.
As a Colts bettor yesterday, that broke my heart so much.
As someone who bet the over in this game, it broke my heart too, because they ended up finishing 2.5 points below it.
That's
a touchdown that then it goes out of the back of the end zone. It is a turnover, which I don't like that rule. I don't know how you feel about it.
I love it. As a defensive player, love it. Love
Such
it.
A bailout.
You know what we used to do? We used to actually smack it out the end zone. Like, they fumble it and you just smack it out the back of the end zone. It was just a smart play, but I don't think you could do that anymore.
Probably not. But what I'm saying is I feel like you should be able to, if it's something like that where you're the last one to touch it, then you should get the ball back at like the 20. You don't get a touchdown for it, but you shouldn't lose possession of the ball. I've never understood that.
Love it.
I agree with it. It should go back out to the 20, but the offense should get it, not the defense.
Offense should get it.
The punishment doesn't fit the crime.
No.
Way too egregious.
You already took the points off the board.
Exactly.
That's fine. Like,
you
but
guys
then
are
give them the
only
ball
saying,
back.
you saying this because y'all are offensive minded.
No, you're saying it because you play defense. We're saying it as like football fans.
I'm telling you what it is.
I will tell you when there's rules for defense. By the way, I don't think it's fair that when a guy gets dragged down or it's like an iffy PI call, that if it's like you threw it 80 yards down the field, now the offense gets to move 80 yards. I think that should be like We should have severity, like a 5-yard, a 15-yard, and then maybe if you want to put maybe for one where it's clear and obvious that the guy's just had no chance, he just trips a guy, then maybe you put that at 25 yards or something. But don't give him the whole field if he didn't earn it.
We're with you on a lot of stuff, like targeting, unless it's in Penn State and Oregon, then we don't know what targeting is whatsoever. But normally, it's pretty egregious, and people get kicked out for no reason.
And back to Adonai Mitchell, he had another play.
Yes, because he dropped the ball in the one.
He had the fumble out the back of the end zone, which took 7 points off. But then Jonathan Taylor had a long run in the fourth quarter, too. Long run. Took it to the crib.
Yep.
Holding on him. Oh, Adonai Mitchell. I said, oh, man.
Not a good day.
14 points.
How long does that stick with you in the locker room? If you're I don't know if you ever had someone who had that bad of a day when you were playing either in college or pro. You don't have to say their name, but what happens when it's so obvious that this guy cost you not 1 but 2 touchdowns? Is that after one day, everyone kind of gets their shots in and it's over? Is it the rest of the week people are like, well, if Adonai wasn't such an idiot, is it a month from then? Is it still coming up?
Usually, so Sunday, the person's beating himself up about it, and it's obvious. People saying they going to say what they say. The next day we walk in, you just slept on it a little bit, so you starting to get over a little bit, but you get your last couple of jabs in. That's Monday. Tuesday is the off day, and when you come in Wednesday, it's like, we're on another week anyways. Last week didn't even happen. It's over with. There's nothing we could do. Okay. We got to move on.
But if he came in and was just like, what's up, everybody? And he's blasting music in the locker room, are you kind of like, you don't get to
that's
pick,
exactly
you
what's
don't get
happen.
to pick the music.
Bro.
You need to be a little more low profile this week.
I doubt that person would do that, though.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just saying, that's so there are repercussions beyond just the first day of film. There's a lot more to it. We will talk about a big win for the Buckeyes in Seattle. Joshua Perry joins us next in the breakdown. 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are noticing a new crash out on the roads. This one happening on our north side over by Westerville this morning. Expect lane closures on 270, that westbound direction, just past Cleveland Avenue because of a crash out there. The road's still open this morning, just a little bit restricted. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Toyota has more all-wheel drive or electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, like the family-size Highlander and the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander. Now through September 30th, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.75 APR financing. Or you can get 5.75 APR financing on hybrid models with approved credit through TFS. Plus, you get 2 years no-cost maintenance. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Guys, this season is game on at Synergenics and Low T Center, the MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. Ready to tackle low energy and achieve your health goals like a pro? We've got the winning game plan with personalized TRT. Book a free consultation and automatically enter for a chance to win autographed sports memorabilia or tickets to major sporting events. Female patients also eligible. For more information or book an appointment, visit trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Children with Down syndrome in Central Ohio need your support. Join 10 TV, Newman Roofing, and the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk. Join thousands of participants as we come together to celebrate the uniqueness and resiliency of the Down syndrome community. Your participation and donations directly support programs and services for people with Down syndrome and their families. Together we can make a meaningful impact and pave the way for a more inclusive future. Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
The Buckeyes, the Big Ten, and the rest of college football. We tackle it all in the breakdown with Joshua Perry.
Every Monday, 8:30, we talk to our guy, NBC sports analyst, legendary Buckeye, guy who knows Tyvis Powell on a neighborly level. He is Joshua Perry. Joshua, thanks for taking the time this morning. Buckeyes get it done out west. A lot of hype about Washington could slow this team down. Looked like a little bit in the first half, but then they kicked it into gear and became the Ohio State Buckeyes, and it was no problem in that second half.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me back. You know, it was one of the questions that I asked on my podcast I do with Nicole Auerbach called Rushing the Field. It was, imagine that Ohio State would lose to Washington. And it was setting up this idea basically that Ohio State was going to be tested. Their big test was Texas, and you kind of look back at that one even and say, okay, like probably a good test for Ohio State's offense. For Ohio State's defense, like not sure about that Texas test anymore, but they're going to get tested by Washington. And Washington had really good players, right? Like there were the quarterback, the running back, the wide receiver, all guys who could play at a place like Ohio State, like very talented guys. And this is a defense that Ryan Walters ran. And part of his thing was he wants to get aggressive, but if he's not going to do that, he's going to make sure that he doesn't let you take the cap off of the defense. So I was impressed by the end of the day that they were able to really settle in, get some of the plays that they wanted, figure out a way to continue to sustain drives, ultimately score points. The start of the game was one of those where, like, you're a little bit restless. And Ohio State started slow. We've seen that over the last couple of years, but the turnover on special teams, unacceptable. And when you go for it on fourth downs, and especially when you're that close to the goal line, you got to figure out ways to execute and keep the chains going. Of course, they got better through the course of the game. You feel pretty good about this one. And, like, I'm somebody who respected Washington coming into this. I think this was a very good win for Ohio State to get. And so now you got to continue to build through the rest of the season off of this one.
Were you surprised at how well their Washington's defensive line looked against Ohio State's offensive line? Because earlier in that game, they seemed dominant, and then that just quickly went away once they got closer to the red zone.
Right. It's like yes and no. So Washington, when you looked at the stats and based off of who they played, you're like, if there is an advantage here, it would be the Ohio State offense. Like, they should be able to move the football. But then you have to take into account, okay, these guys are probably going to be running on silent count because of how loud it is over there. And for me, Tyvis, you would know this, there's usually a visual indicator with the silent count. I actually did a breakdown on this on Saturday. We were preparing for Penn State and Oregon. But for me on defense, if you're running silent count, I love that because I can look at your visual indicator and I can tee off. I can jump the snap.
Yes.
Because I know once you bob your head as the center, you do the point, you tap whatever it is, the foot lift, I'm teeing off. Right? And so it puts the offensive line in a much tougher situation. So just based off of the factors of the game, it's not really shocking that early on Washington was able to create a little bit of an edge through their defensive line. It's just tough being an offensive line going into a loud environment.
Oh, Josh, I need to pass this message to you. Phil J in the chat said to tell you to get some real dress shoes because you be wearing them white and black Louis Vuitton shoes, and he said he don't think it matches the outfit real well.
What is wrong with people?
Just had to.
That's a great look.
I had to pass this message.
I like the look a lot, Joshua. Don't listen to him. I agree.
I mean, here's the other part about it. Like, we can agree to disagree. I wouldn't say that it was the most continuous look that I've ever had in terms of wrapping the shoes in there. I would also say that throwing that out there is kind of that pop that's just a little bit different from whatever else is going on. I don't know. I like dress shoes. They're fine. I don't know if I'm ever doing that at work. It's a long day. I'm not putting dress shoes on when I'm in the office at noon, and I'm not walking out of the office until like 11:30. It's just never a thing that I'm doing. So, like, the look, I get it, all good. I'm not throwing them dress shoes on.
I agree with you. I agree.
Joshua Berry joining us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. So looking at the OSU offense, I mean, the numbers for Julian Sayin once again, 22 of 28, 208 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, about as good as you could ask for a guy who's going on the road, kind of for his first big test on the road. He seemed to handle that well. Did you think, like a lot of Buckeye fans did, I certainly did, that first half yet again, there was a little bit of the Texas playbook there where we don't want to give him too much. We don't want to risk anything giving momentum to Washington. So let's kind of keep it safe. Let's have a bunch of tight ends out there. And then in the second half, they started to open it up a little bit more. Is that how you saw it, or am I off on that?
No, that's how I saw it. And Ryan Day pretty much said during the week, too, that, like, yeah, it's kind of the way that we're going to roll in there. And it's smart because that environment for your offensive line becomes tough. For a quarterback who's getting their first road start, that becomes very difficult. And, again, like, I'm giving some credit to Washington here, too. I think they made a decision that, like, we're not going to let these dudes just throw it over our head today. Like, we're not going to be the team where Jeremiah and Carnell and all of the talent that Ohio State has just gets to run wind sprints up and down the field because they're so wide open. And I respect teams that are like, we're going to make you throw it underneath, and we're going to make you sustain drives, and there's a higher likelihood that you're going to make a mistake doing that than you're going to make a mistake throwing it down the field with the highest graded quarterback in 20-plus yard passes in college football. So, like, things don't feel as easy sometimes, and, like, I know some fans get frustrated over it, but, like, there's also part of this where you have to acknowledge that there's another team on the other side playing strategy that's trying to win, and they try to make it very hard for you to win.
Josh, when you look at Happy Valley, right, who do you put the blame? They was obviously chanting fire Franklin. Is the blame more on Franklin, or is it more on Drew Aller?
It's on Franklin because he hired an offensive coordinator who's not very good. And he's done this many times. He is Mr. Recycle Coordinators. I've said this in the past, but you go to Cheesecake Factory and you can get a good meal, but it's probably a meal that doesn't make a ton of sense. You might have an appetizer that's Mexican, another appetizer that's Asian, and then your entree is Italian. And it's like, all these foods taste good, but like homeboy said about my soup, I don't know if it really goes together. Like, it doesn't go together. And that is the Penn State offense to me, where it feels like Andy Kotelnicki just calls plays off of a menu instead of building a continuous game plan where he comes out. What he doesn't do is come out with a run package that builds into a play action, and then the run package has counters and reverses off of it, and then all of that builds into whatever their drop back game is for the week. It's literally like, okay, we were just in 11 personnel. Now I'm going to put 13 personnel on the field, and we're going to go under center, and then I'm going to back up out of that, and I'm actually going to direct snap it to the running back. But by the way, we've got 3 tight ends on the field, but they're all split out. So this is like a 10 personnel look, but it's 13 personnel. You're not helping anybody out doing that. It doesn't help your quarterback out. And the other part where he's not getting any help is their wide receivers are buns. They are trash. So it's a small offense. It's not an offense that's good at creating big plays. Their running backs have not delivered on the hype that they had off of the last couple of years with them. And Drew Aller's the one who's kind of getting beat up for it, but it's a genuinely bad offense.
I want to know what you think of this theory, Joshua, with the idea that I brought this out there earlier, that teams like Penn State are kind of in this window where they don't want to do the Nebraska Bo Pelini thing. One, there's a huge buyout, too, that also affects this. But, like, there's a little bit of, I think, the safety of James Franklin where he gets you 9 or 10 wins. You're competitive in these games that he loses. He got your team to the playoffs, and they had a nice run last year. But does it ever feel like he's going to get over the hump? I feel like Penn State's going to say, yeah, but we don't want to become Nebraska after Bo Pelini. Also, Ryan Day won last year, and he had a lot of question marks about big games. So, like, I feel like those two guys help someone like James Franklin keep their job longer.
I mean, we were kind of getting to that point in December as a fan base having debates before Ohio State just completely turned it on, right? But, like, you can point to Ryan Day, I think, is a very good example of this thing. Jim Harbaugh, and I know they cheated, but there's an example there of, like, didn't win big games, now all of a sudden national championship program. And then Kirby at Georgia was that guy as well. And he's still got the Alabama problem, but it was, like, oh, they just can't get over the hump. Like, he's a very good coach. They can't get over the hump. I don't know if it feels different with James Franklin or not. And I guess my thing about where I'm saying that is, like, maybe this is just what they are as a program, and they're not supposed to get over the hump, because Georgia maybe it's not Ohio State and Michigan, but, like, those are two programs where you feel like they should be winning titles, right? Georgia, based off of their geography, you feel like if LSU can do it and Alabama's done it and Florida's done it, like, Georgia, you should be winning titles. Maybe Penn State is just a team where it's supposed to be 10-2, 11-1. I look at Oregon, and their logo matches their trophy case, right? Like, and people are wondering where the breakthrough comes with them. And maybe it's just one of those where it's like, you're going to push really hard, but like, can you actually do it? Whereas Ohio State, Michigan, two blue blood programs, the frustration really sets in when you're not winning the title because it's what you've done historically.
I think next week you go full on like Jordan breads. Just don't even try to make it like a dress sneaker. Just go full on with like whatever basketball sneaker you prefer.
I'm not even going to do that. I'm going Hokas. Like, I'm going running shoes. Like, just, yes. You know what? I've got a pair of the Pete Carrolls. I might throw those on. Just
there Monarchs.
And I think I'm wearing a red suit this coming weekend. Check us out. 7 o'clock on NBC and Peacock, but I think I'm wearing a red suit, and I might go with like a pair of the blue Pete Carrolls just to really get the point across.
So y'all have the Ohio State, Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll be checking you out this Saturday.
Perfect. There we go. We're looking forward to it, Joshua. We appreciate the time. We'll talk next week, all right?
All right, take care, guys.
There you go. NBC Sports, former Buckeye Joshua Perry on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. The buzzer is next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Monday. We are still noticing some major backups for folks just south of Westerville. Do be mindful that 270 westbound pretty restricted out there. Just past Cleveland Avenue, we are still noticing a crash. Expect some lane closures in that direction. 12 miles per hour, really extending from that congestion from the crash all the way towards Linden Township this morning. Again, 270 westbound, not looking too good for your Monday morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Fall is here. The leaves are changing, football's on TV, and family time by the bonfire feels just right. Before it gets even colder, now's the time to make sure your home is ready for what lies ahead. For over 3 decades, homeowners across Central Ohio have turned to Newman Roofing for reliable roofing, siding, and gutter work that stands the test of time. From your very first call, you'll talk with a real person who's happy to walk you through the process. Your estimator won't push you, just explain what's going on with your home and share solutions that make sense for you. And when the work begins, a dedicated job supervisor makes sure every detail meets Newman Roofing standards. Don't just take our word for it. Check out the hundreds of 5-star Google reviews from families right here in Columbus who chose Newman Roofing and couldn't be happier. Appointments are filling fast for fall installations, so don't wait. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today. Let Newman Roofing handle your to-do list so you can get back to the things and the people that matter most. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online today at newmanroofing.com.
Your game day headquarters is here at ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus, the only place to watch and win. Catch every play on more than 30 TVs and over 50 feet of video wall. Score tickets, signed professional and college sports memorabilia, and pen cash prizes. Join the watch parties for every home team game with a tailgate buffet and bucket specials. Plus, get official game day swag with every table reservation. Game day lives here, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and it's tire time at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Now through October 31st, you can buy 3 tires and get 1 for $1. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com to schedule your appointment today, or hurry into Tansky Sawmill Toyota on the corner of Sawmill and 161 in Dublin to get those cars ready for winter. And when you think tires, think Tansky.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
You know me, when it comes to big moments like popping the question, I always say, I've got a guy. That guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Right now, it's our fall bridal sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. Engagement rings, wedding bands, wedding jewelry. We've got it all.
If you want sparkle, you want quality, and you want to save big, trust me, I've got a guy.
That's me. Come see us at Worthington Jewelers.
Worthington Jewelers,
where Columbus gets engaged.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender. Expires 10/31/25.
Your new Columbus home for the Jim Rome Show is the Fan 2.
Catch the live experience weekdays from 3 to 6.
Just one requirement. Have a take and don't suck. The Fan 2, Columbus's home of the Jim Rome Show. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis Powell helped the Buckeyes win a national championship. T-Bone watched Tyvis Powell help the Buckeyes win a national championship. Equally important. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Maybe you've reached that age where you start to feel like every day I get up and I don't have as much energy as I used to. That could be part of the natural aging process, or it could be that you've lost testosterone. That happens too as we age, and if you need help with that, you can get it at Columbus Men's Clinic. They are my guys and gals when it comes to getting that type of fix. You can go there for testosterone treatment. They will give you the $99 blood test. It gets all the information on what's going on with you. Plus, you can get a consultation with a medical professional so you know exactly what's going on. They'll find the right dosage, the right thing that works for you. Same thing with erectile dysfunction. Same thing with weight loss. I'm doing the semaglutide shots right now, working with a medical professional to find the best solution. That's the way to go, and that's why I go to Columbus Men's Clinic. You can do the same thing. Call them today. Only takes like 90 seconds if you're on their website, columbusmensclinic.com, or you can call them up 614-300-7400. Again, the blood work, the medical professional, $99. Find a plan that works with your body and your budget. 614-300-7400 or columbusmensclinic.com. Ryan Baker joining us now. Long weekend for you, buddy. I know you're always working.
Speaking of getting older,
yeah,
Tyvis Powell just had the greatest tell me you're old without telling me you're old moment over in the Blue Jackets studio.
What happened?
Well, he walks in and he goes, hello, like he always does. And then he goes, I think I tore my meniscus sleeping Saturday night.
Yeah,
what?
Right. He's been limping around all day, and he keeps saying he tore it in his sleep. And I say, tore it in your sleep or tore it in your bed?
Having sex?
I mean, I just told him, I don't know.
It was that kind of weekend in the Powell household.
See, first of all, this is amateur hour for y'all, because that stuff is taking place in the hips. That's all in the hips.
I mean, I don't know.
So if I came in here and said my hips was tight, so that's how I know my hips is loose, because I know I ain't got
you
that
just
process.
using your hips. I think you're doing it wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
What I was saying,
I have seen some videos that suggest otherwise.
Riley Reed.
Right, like maybe there's a different way to go about it.
I just know, like,
I can send you a few, Tyvis, if you need help. I can show you maybe a little bit of guidance there.
I didn't know you were a fan of her work.
She's a porn star.
That's what I've heard. I don't know. I didn't say I've seen her videos. I'm just saying I've seen videos.
Listen,
I just know
I was fine. I was fine Saturday. I went to bed able to walk upstairs and run around and jump and do all that. Sunday morning at 4:45, that was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I just know of the three people in this studio right now, you are not the one I'd had money on limping on a Monday morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, sometimes I just do that anyway to prepare for what's likely to happen.
Right,
the athlete or the athletic supporters, who's going to be limping? I don't know.
I don't understand how you can mess up your knees sleep. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me.
Because you are old.
I'm not old. I'm 31. I'm in the prime of my life right now.
That's what we all say.
I'm in the prime of my life. Like, this is
pains.
right now, this is the best version of Tyvis Powell has ever been.
You think so?
Dragging his
left
leg behind him.
Mentally,
that's exactly right.
Physically, that's a different story.
Yeah, well, we like the fact that mentally you're there, but we can see physically you're hurting right now. So hopefully, whatever it is you did to your knee,
I'll be all right.
That was a heck of a sports weekend, though, wasn't it, Tyvis?
Oh yeah, listen. What about your Reds? How do you feel about the Dodgers matchup?
Listen, I've said all along, and I jumped off a month ago. You know that. I didn't want to get my heart broke.
You said once they got to the playoffs, you'd be back.
Thankfully, T-Bone's Mets are just a disaster.
I believe Cam Ward was recently signed by the Mets. He had this assessment.
Yes.
Yeah, we asked. That's right. Exactly.
Listen, the Reds are dangerous in the playoffs because of that starting pitching, right? They can throw at you Hunter Green. They can throw at you Andrew Abbott. They can throw Nick Lodolo. Brady Singer has been great. Heck, they've got Chase Burns in the bullpen right now. You could throw him out there for a start that you need. And that's what's really nice is you've got two guys like Nick Martinez, who has been a starter this year, an effective starter for the Reds. Now he's in the bullpen, plus a guy like Chase Burns. That extends that bullpen. I've said all along, if the Reds could make it in because of their starting pitching, they are dangerous in a series. They've played the Dodgers pretty well this year. I mean, you never know, but I like their chances.
Tomorrow starts up 9 p.m. out west. Guardians, I believe, is that
1
the 1 o'clock?
Yeah,
exactly. So
Reeser's going to be pulling out of here, guns a-blazing, ready to go drink some pops and watch the Guards.
Exactly right. And they get the Tigers again, so that'll be a fun matchup for like the umpteenth time they get to play each other. We'll see how that goes. But what do you guys have coming up on the show today?
Austin Ward, as usual, to get some Buckeye reaction. We'll talk a lot of Buckeyes. We'll have Howard Griffith from the Big Ten Network on to talk what we saw in the conference. What a game that was in Happy Valley.
When you tell him,
Saturday
when you tell
night.
Howard I said hello.
Just for you, yes,
Thank you.
I would. I'll tell him that you're hurting today. You're playing even though you should be on the IR.
No, because he gonna rub it in. He gonna rub it in when I see.
Maybe that's what happened. Somebody was rubbing it in a little too much. You never know. That could be a thing, right?
Riley Reed.
Was that who it was? I don't know.
Riley Reed.
There you go.
At least we know how they get down in the Powell household on a Saturday now.
If Tyvis keeps complaining, you know what's going to happen this week?
What's that?
He's Mr. PTO.
Yeah. I mean, you got to go.
Apparently, people take that to sleep in at home.
You still got some days, don't you?
Yeah.
He's quite a few.
Don't worry about it. We'll take it.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. Find your local Bryant Heating and Cooling dealer at Bryant.com.
One last bit of college football news getting it in under the wire. This from Pete Thamel 21 minutes ago. Arkansas has dismissed defensive coordinator Travis Williams, defensive line coach Deke Adams, and co-defensive coordinator Marcus Woodson.
Dang.
Bobby Petrino took over and said, "Get out of my face." That's he's on their level. He's a co-worker. He gets promoted the next day. He's firing people left and right there at Arkansas.
Is what that is.
How did we go from this is the hottest upset pick in college football?
Oh, my God.
You're out of here.
Oh.
Change the whole staff.
Yeah. I honestly wonder if the line was set at 20. Maybe this doesn't happen. But the fact that it was so egregious, it was like a 4-point game on the line, and then they lose by 40.
I literally felt like that in Ohio State were the easiest wins this weekend because everybody was like, Arkansas is going to win. Arkansas is going to pull the. What are we talking about?
Have they not watched Arkansas? I guess not.
Sorry, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he bet it, did you? You didn't bet that.
I bet Arkansas.
Oh, Dylan.
Yeah.
See, I listened to the show.
Because you're a novice. That's why.
Yeah. All right. That's it for us. Bishop and Friends is next. Have a great rest of your Monday. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Still noticing a couple of crashes in and around the metro this morning. Starting off in Blendon Township, we are still noticing some slowdowns. 270, that's southbound collector, just past State Route 161, where 2 right lanes are blocked because of a crash out there. Lots of red on our time saver traffic map. And lastly, for folks downtown, still not looking good when it comes to your commute. 71 northbound, that crash out there at 11th Avenue, just south of the fairgrounds. Right lane still blocked this morning, pretty congested, 11 miles.